Welcome back, DNA Strand crew, to the newest episode of Stardom Situm Saturday here on the Dynasty DNA podcasting network. And oddly enough, Stardom Situm Saturday, but it's on a Friday because, Wiz brought it to my attention at the NFL schedule day, and he had a very good point, right? We're going to try to help as many people as we can. So let's go ahead and try to get some of this out now and try to get all the starts and sits in we can if some people have some players playing on Saturday. We just seen the monstrosity of point getters on Thursday Night Football, which could have really hurt a lot of people. Hopefully it helped them. But if it hurts you, I feel bad. I'm in kind of the same boat in the same scenario a little bit. But I'm joined for Stardom Situm Saturday by my co-host. He is the Dynasty DNA propaganda minister and my good friend, Teixeira Justin Tessier. You can follow him over on Twitter at Teixeira91. Teixeira, hard to believe. One more week of Stardom Situm Saturday after this. We had to do this on Friday because of the games on Saturday. You ready to rock?
I am ready to rock and roll today and send off 2025 in a big hoorah and hopefully get as many new subscribers in here as we can, new viewers, and bring in the old guys, and as well as get everyone ready to get passed onto that second round of the playoffs and one step closer to the championship. That's the ultimate goal here, and have a great time while we're doing it. So everybody, you know the drill. Buckle up. This could be a long night.
That's right, and the chat is open, and if anyone would like to have a question, post it in the chat, and I see Kit Fisto already starts us off for the night, so we'll just hop right into it. We have CJ Stroud or my boy Jordan Love. Teixeira, who do you like out of them two players?
I am going to start CJ Stroud this week. I think the matchup of the Las Vegas Raiders for the Texans is just a little too much for me to pass up over Jordan Love and the Bears. This time around, the Bears will be playing at home in the cold. The Packers will be down possibly multiple weapons on offense, which could hinder the performance and upside that you have with Jordan Love as far as them wanting to lean on that running game with passing options such as Christian Watson going questionable into the week. I just keep an eye on him closer to the game time. And I think that Stroud is on the upswing. He's got a good softball of a matchup, and he should take advantage of it and do well by his receiving options. And the Texans should handle their business.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you here, Teixeira. As much as I love Jordan Love, this could be one of them classical Bear Packers low scoring in the element type games. And you mentioned it, right? Like both teams come into this bout not extremely healthy on either side of the ledger. And what is the get right antidote for anybody? It's the Las Vegas / Oakland Raiders. And that's what Bob always says. So we have CJ Stroud coming into this tilt with the Raiders. I'm going to go with him as well. And, coming off a 31-point performance against the Arizona Cardinals, he might have a little of his mojo back. So we're going to go with CJ Stroud, Kit Fisto. Hopefully that helps you. Also ask Fanning, Kelsey, Gadsden, Loveland, or Waller. So this is a tight end question, Teixeira. Mm-hmm. And there's quite a few to pick from there, a nice sample size. Who do you like there? Harold Fannin, Travis Kelsey, Oronde Gadsden, Colston Loveland, or Darren Waller this week?
So out of those guys in my rankings, I have Oronde Gadsden the highest. So I think with the soft matchup in the secondary with these Dallas Cowboys, as splashy as they are at times, they are susceptible to the tight end position and getting burnt over the middle and on big plays. So I like the upside that is presented playing the Cowboys defense and Herbert with the weapons. I think Gadsden's got a ceiling of 16 points and a floor of 10. That 6-point swing, be it if he makes it to the end zone or not, he should get a good volume sample size between 4 to 6 catches. And I don't see him hitting a century mark, but I like it between like 40 and 70 yards, anywhere in there. Kelsey is a fade for me this week with the Gardner Minshew starting, and Tennessee is playing with pride and they're playing half decent. And it'll be a little bit more of a test for them than what we're used to seeing with Kansas City this time of year. Fannin in Buffalo, I think he's got probably the largest ceiling here. He's just got the biggest quarterback question mark you should do are going up against those Buffalo Bills, and whether or not he wilts or he blooms at the and providing Fannin with production. And I'm ultimately fading Darren Waller with the whole Quinn Ewers starting. I don't want to trust that in my lineup for this big game of either busting out even though he's susceptible for being a big red zone target. And then Loveland, I mean, it looks juicy, but I think the recipe for this game in cold weather, the Bears should rely on the run game here with multiple weapons out for the Chicago Bears and trying to keep the ground attack going and keeping the ball out of Love's hands.
Okay, so let me say this. I'm going to go with riding momentum here, and I'm going to go with Darren Waller because I know it is a backup quarterback, but this is the Cincinnati Bengals, right? And I always say, what kind of player does a backup quarterback or an underperforming quarterback like to throw to? It's a tight end, right? I mean, like, and there's opportunities here potentially for garbage time, like we seen last week for Waller, right? Like it could happen again essentially here in a game like this. And I mean, so I'm going to lean Waller in the best matchup. I mean, Cincinnati has just gotten raped by tight ends this year. Waller is fully healthy, it looks like, coming off his best performance here. I'm going to go with Darren Waller. I mean, like a Rondé Gaston, I like him. I use that word fraudulent with the Chargers because I just think that, they want to be bigger and better than what they are. And they just never can take that next step. They're like the second cousin, right? Like that's just that how it always is with the Chargers. I don't know why, but I think I will go with Darren Waller. Teixeira's going to go for Gadsden, Kit Fisto. He also asks Jettas, Devonta Smith, Michael Wilson, Jacoby, Jawan Jennings are my wide receivers. Okay, so I think he's just telling us what he has there. Achane, Judkins, RJ Harvey, Tyrone Tracy are my running backs. Can you help me starting with my wide receivers, running backs, and flex? Okay, so let's just start with wide receivers. I'm going to assume there's two of them for Kit Fisto. So you have to play two wide receivers to share. Who are the two you're playing? I'll let you start.
The two that I'm playing this week are Michael Wilson against the Atlanta Falcons and Juwan Jennings against the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, okay. So that was cut dry, quick, and easy, and I'm in an agreement with you, Teixeira. Them are the two I'm going to go with it as well.
Sorry, I was very confident in those two right out of the bats.
Well, fantasy football is a funny game. I mean, at the beginning of the season, whoever would have thought you'd be starting Michael Wilson and Jawan Jennings over Justin Jefferson, Jacoby Myers, and Devonta Smith?
Not my bingo card.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I'm going to go with you because they have been reliable. They've been hot. Michael Wilson's just been a target machine with the Cardinals. But we do have to watch Marvin Harrison Jr. being back, but it is a good matchup. Devonta Smith's just too boom or bust, way more bust than boom. Myers has got a really tough matchup, and this Minnesota thing's just a killer for Justin Jefferson. So I'm in agreement. So we're going to go for the receivers for you, Kit Fisto, Jawan Jennings and Michael Wilson. He also asked my wide receivers running backs. So let's go running backs now. We have Achane, Judkins, RJ Harvey, Tyrone Tracy. So we got to play two of them. Achane's got to be one, right? I mean, like he's not coming out of my lineup. So I don't care with the backup quarterback, whatever. I'm going to play him. That's just my personal preference. And then I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the matchups. But Teixeira, do you think Achane's the guy that you would play? I can't take him out. I just can't.
So is it just one running back that he needs?
No, it's probably going to be two, I'm going to guess, because you mostly going to start two.
The two that I'm going with are Tyrone Tracy and Quinshon Judkins. Those are the two I'd be starting.
Okay, so you're going to go away from Achane against the worst rush defense in football. See, Quinn Ewers don't scare me that much. See, like you and I are different on that. Like, I mean, I
Quinn
think
Ewers is not the issue for me in that scenario. I don't want to spoil my Dabble fantasy.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to go with Achane. He's going to go with Tyrone Tracy. He's going to go with Quinshon Judkins. I love Quinshon Judkins, but the Browns have just absolutely ruined him, man, to me. I mean, it's just been a nightmare scenario. But I'm going to go with Devon Achane. And I'm going to go with probably Tyrone Tracy as well. Them are the two that I'm going to go with for my running backs. And we need one flex. So one player remaining here, Teixeira. Who are you going to plug in there? Is it going to be RJ Harvey? Is it going to be Achane? Is it going to be one of these receivers? Who are you going with?
I'll take the shot on flexing Justin Jefferson this week in a good matchup against a soft New York Giants defense that just got eviscerated by the Washington Commanders in that receiving core.
Okay, yeah, I have no problem with that. I'll go with Justin Jefferson as well. So my lineup's going to be Devon Achane. It's going to be Tyrone Tracy. it's going to be Jawan Jennings, it's going to be Michael Wilson, it's going to be Justin Jefferson. I can agree on most of what Teixeira has. He's going to go Judkins, he's going to go Tyrone Tracy, he's going to go Jawan Jennings, Michael Wilson, Justin Jefferson. The only difference is he's starting Judkins, I'm starting Achan. So them are the only two differences we have for Kit Fisto here. So we have fighting, asking. Okay. Iran Pukum was wondering if you could give lineup advice. Absolutely, my friend. Always happy to see you and talk lineup advice or anything week 16 here. So we have Burrow, Brissett, CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Quinshawn Junkins, Travion Henderson, Monty, Brian Robinson, Emmanuel Wilson, Puka, Tet, T. Higgins, Michael Wilson, Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren, Bates, Patriots. So we need 2, and we need a tight end. So what are we looking at here to share? Let's go ahead and start with the running backs. 2 running backs you're going to be starting here for fighting.
CMC and Travion Henderson I'll be starting this week.
All right, CMC, it's dynamite. I'm with you on that. Them are the 2 that I'm going with as well. So we need 2 wide receivers for fighting. Who are the 2 you're picking?
He already played Puka, so I'm going to go Michael Wilson, and I'm going to go T. Higgins.
Okay, so already having Puka, so Michael Wilson is definitely one I'm going to play. I can't take him out at this point, but I am a little bit like, we got to see what happens with Marvin Harrison Jr., right? Like, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to kill Michael Wilson, but man, oh man, if he cuts some targets down, it could be a little bit of a thorn in the side. So I'm going to go. So we got Puka already playing. So that was 1 wide receiver, right? So we'll go with Michael Wilson for the other one. So give me a tight end, Teixeira.
I will go with Tyler Warren.
With Phillip Rivers. Oh, my goodness gracious.
I saw a little bit of chemistry there last week. They did play pretty respectively with the Seahawks on their heels. I think another week of practice, another week of conditioning, that they could gain a little bit of rapport. And right there, I'm just hoping that he falls in the end zone, flip a coin between Bowers and Warren, get into the end zone, or who's going to have that could potentially get in the area of scoring a touchdown. I trust.
And I agree with you. I'm going to go with Tyler Warren, too. And it's just a tough situation. Houston Texans for Brock Bowers as well. That's never good when it comes up on the ledger in a playoff game. So we need 2 flexes to share. So let's go ahead and give them 2 flexes. So we got to go 2 flex. We put Michael Wilson in the 1 wide receiver spot. So there's 2 other players on the board. Who are you going to put in them flex spots?
I'll flex Jonathan Taylor and Tet McMillan.
Oh, going heavy on the Colts this week, are we? To share.
Yeah,
okay, so
a little bounce back game.
Yeah, little confidence there. I'm with you. I mean, the matchups are good. We'll see what happens, especially for Jonathan Taylor. I think I have to give one of them spots to Jonathan Taylor, and I am thinking that Tet bounces back, right? I think Tet's going to have a good game. So let's go through it here in agreement totally. We have CMC and we have Travion at running back. Puka was in the 1 wide receiver spot. The other one, we're going Michael Wilson. At tight end, we're going to go Tyler Warren. At the 2 flexes, we are going to go with Jonathan Taylor and Tet McMillan. And now we have to go with the defense here with the Patriots and Bates. So that's what we have for you fighting. Hopefully that helps. I think that that's a good, sound lineup going into the week. And the fact that you already have Puka, what's nice is you have all these guys with such a great floor that should be able to hold you in there no matter what, and you should be able to probably go on to victory unless the other team absolutely explodes. So love it. That's where I would go. Good luck, my friend. Hopefully that helps. So we have Jay Poole asking, PPR, Lamar or Joe Burrow this week, Teixeira?
Oh, man. The trauma from Burrow last week is still raw. Fight these Dolphins in the war. I'll go Joe Burrow.
You're gonna go Joe Burrow. Also, we got to get back to fighting. I miss his quarterback. See, I always do that. to him.
Where's Bob?
But luckily, he's a good friend. And yeah, I know. He gives me a break. We'll get to that. So you're going to go with Joe Burrow over Lamar here, Teixeira. Well, you like the matchup against Miami this week.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yep.
I gotta go. I gotta go with Joe Burrow too. Lamar's just been too hit or miss, and New England's been playing good, sound, solid football for
Yes.
the most part. And I would rather have Joe Burrow getting the ball. He should have the ball a lot against Miami. He really should. So I'm
Hmm.
gonna go with Joe Burrow there as well. So we got fighting that has Joe Burrow or Jacoby Brissett. Who are you going to go with there? I mean, if you had to pick one to share, because Jacoby Brissett's been pretty solid. Even against Houston, he was respectable.
And that was the catalyst to my decision rest of season. You got Brissett on your roster, guys. Brissett it and forget it. I don't care who you got there. The only other person I think that I'd start over Brissett is Josh Allen this week.
All right, Brissett it and forget it. I'm with you. I'm going to go for Jacoby for fighting as well. You know, Cincinnati, they look like a downtrodden team, though. You know what I mean? Like, so
Mm-hmm.
do the Ravens, kind of in a way. I mean, I think any of them could pick it up and have a huge game. But yeah, I'm going to go with Brissett for fighting, and we're going to go with Burrow for J Pool here, and that's where I'm going to go. So we're in agreement there to share. We have covered beats saying
I love it.
deep league here. Can you choose two from the following? Michael Carter, DJ Moore, Michael Pittman, Tony Pollard. So if you had to take two to share here for our friend Covered Beats, who are you taking and why?
I'm going to go with DJ Moore, and I'm going to go with Tony Pollard. I'm going to go with DJ Moore due to the injuries of Luther Burden and Roma Dunze, and then the chemistry that Caleb has had with DJ Moore in these last couple games. He kind of found some fire and some rhythm lately, and I think that he's going to be the go-to option in that offense in the passing game over a Colston Loveland. So I like his floor of about 12 points with this his way into multiple touchdowns. And then for Pollard, I just like him over this just sad Chiefs team. I think that he's shown enough juice these last two games of the regular season to warrant being able to run the ball. They are at home, so they'll have that whatever that may be advantage. But I just think that they're going to beat up on a weaponless Chiefs team. With Rashee Rice being out, I think that the Tennessee Titans' recipe for success is to run the ball, keep the ball out of the Chiefs' offense's hands as much, and control time of possession.
So I'm going to agree with you on DJ Moore because I'm like you. I think out of necessity, he's going to see a ton of
Mm-hmm.
targets. He should see a ton of targets this game. So that's good for you, Covered. I mean, I think that's one you have to play. I'm in agreement there. So the other one I'm going to do is Michael Carter going up against the Atlanta Falcons. Last week had 15 points against the Houston Texans. Look, I mean, he's a little dump off guy. I mean, Atlanta's got a pretty bad rush defense. So I'm going to go with Michael Carter. So covered beats. We're going to go a little bit split. We're going to say DJ Moore for sure. Me and Tashara in agreements on that. And on the other one, he's saying Pollard. I'm saying Michael Carter. So good luck. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Look, I know the Chiefs are kind of, but like they are a champion team. Like they have that in their DNA. I just don't see them just laying down. Like I really don't. There's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of pride there, especially with Chris Jones. People like that on that side of the ball, right? So I think I'm going to go with Michael Carter and pivot that direction. And I like this Cardinals offense as of late. Hopefully they keep it going across the board. Good luck, Covered Beats. We hope this helps. Thank you to all the new subscribers, the current one, guys. We're getting so close to that 300 mark. It's all because of you all, and we appreciate that. So we have four corners tuning in here, and we know who this is. This is our
Oh.
friend Mike Shanuti here. Boys, Friday edition. Yes, sir. Marks, London, or Emmanuel Wilson if Jacobs is out. Also, would you play either running back over Rico? So let's just start at the beginning here. So we have Marks, London, or Wilson if Jacobs out to share. Who are you playing in one spot if you had to pick one?
If it's a PPR league, I go London. If it's like half or standard, I lean Marks.
Okay. All right. So Tashera is going to say maybe depending on what the league format is for you, Mike.
Yep.
Look, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Marks even last week, he had a touchdown, but he still didn't set the world on fire. It is the
Yeah.
Las Vegas Raiders. That's the one thing. I mean, I think I have to agree with you. I think I'm going to go with Woody Marks as well here to share.
If it was any
I
different
just think,
matchup, it would be somebody else. But the Vegas matchup is just, I feel like that's a
yeah,
default to like 4 points.
Right, and the matchup for London isn't the greatest. How healthy is he really, and what
Mm-hmm.
kind of rapport is he going to have with Kirk Cousins? Right, so I would probably play Woody Marks, and then I'm going to keep Rico in. I don't know what your thoughts
Oh
are
yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah,
Teixeira. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
keep
yeah.
Rico in.
I'm gonna wear those 2 pair of socks all the way to the championship.
That's right. That's what we're talking about. So, four corners also. I keep trying with Jetta or start Michael Carter. I can't spell Friday edition. So we just kind of talked about Michael Carter a little bit, Teixeira. Do you have the gall to put him in over Justin Jefferson this week?
Um, yeah, you kind of talked me into it because going up against that Texans defense last week, the fact that he was able to post double-digit points on short notice with Knight going down, and I think that he'll still get some passing work in and get some volume where you're looking for a splash play with Jefferson, and proof is in the pudding this year. The splash plays haven't happened, so I think the safer option is go Michael Carter this week.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it too, right? I think I'm going to go that direction as well. So I'm with you on that, Teixeira. We're going to go with Michael Carter here for Mike. Hopefully that helps. And Fighting asks, if Higgins is healthy, I feel compelled to start him over Tet. Thanks for the suggestions. Now I got to go claim some victories. Well, good luck, Fighting. Hope that you do well.
I hope we're
I
rooting
mean,
for you.
yeah, absolutely. But I will say this, man. I don't know. T. Higgins in a tough matchup. I don't know. I just lean going the other direction with Ted. I just feel better about it, right? It's kind of where I'm at. So Four Corners says, thank you, brothers. Let's get to the championship. I hope my
Absolutely, Mike.
$150 league, man, I had to go up against Matt Stafford, and I had the Seattle kicker, and that wasn't good. So
Ooh.
we'll have to see
I
if
bet
I
you were
can dig
feeling good though
myself
in
out
that
of yet
first half.
another hole. Yeah, I mean, it was good in the first half, and then it all come burning down around me, right? So that
Those
wasn't
Rams
good.
just seem to be
43
burning
points
you
in
this
that
year.
league.
If it's not Kyron Williams doing it, it's
Yeah, they
Matt
have.
Stafford burning you.
I hate those blue and yellow colors.
You're a black
But
and
as
yellow
we
kind of
await
guy.
some, yeah, well, like I said, deep down I am, but we need to fix our own problems. So we got to fix our own problems.
I
But
got one on
let's go over now.
Discord.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and spit it out here. What do
So
we have over
Tizba,
there?
yeah, Tizboss over on Discord. If you guys want to, if you're new subscribers or haven't already, go check out our Discord and ask for the link. We will drop it in there for you. You can join the community, 500 plus and growing strong. His question is, Estime over Harvey, even if I'm starting Olave.
Okay, so he has Olave. Harvey's going up against Jacksonville, who's absolutely just killed running backs this year.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I think that if I have Olave, I don't like going into a situation, into a game where I'm loading up on players on bad teams, right? New
Yeah.
Orleans Saints are a bad team. I don't like that going into my championship game. I will probably stick with RJ Harvey because even look at the facts, right? He played Green Bay last week, still mustered 13 points. I really don't see Audric Estime doing much more than that, right? I mean,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's probably his ceiling. So I think I'll just stick with Harvey if I have Olave. I don't want to bank on the Saints in this crucial of a time. I don't know how you feel, Teixeira.
You just got to stick with your perverse stud here in the situation and not go flash in the pan. Especially when you're playing two, you're kind of capping your upside and your matchup score because one's going to eat from the other. I mean, unless if you got two real superstars at either position that it can make it work, but those are very few and far between situations. So here, I think you just got to ride the hot hand, even though he's going in a tough matchup.
Yeah, agreed. You have to stick with it. So Bob asks, do we feel comfortable starting Drake London right away? We kind of talked about Drake London here a little bit to
Mm-hmm.
share. What's your thoughts, with him coming right back from the injured list?
For me, I'm pivoting from him if I can. I'm very cautious without trotting him out in my lineups unless if I absolutely have to. He hasn't reached my top 12 in my rankings this week. There's at least 12 other guys that I'd want to start over him, and I probably could aim to guess at least 16. It's just Kirk Cousins and him don't have a rapport yet. We saw what he was able to do, the damage with Kyle Pitts in, and we don't know what that offense looks like with Kyle Pitts and Drake London going up against these Cardinals on the road. I think it's a tall order to ask him with a soft tissue injury as serious as he has. We don't know if he's 100% healthy, and I just am not comfortable with that recipe to put that in my lineup. I think I have a ceiling for him of 14 points and a floor of 10, but where you're going to have to put him at your wide receiver 1, I just don't feel comfortable of like having that low of a ceiling out of a guy at that spot in your lineup. I mean, if you're really good at wide receivers and you need a flex, I'm putting him in the flex spot, but anything higher than that is really playing with fire just because of how that offense has been operating with him out of the lineup.
Right, but I'll tell you what. I mean, I could understand the temptation, right? I really could, because you look at the last 3 weeks before he got hurt: wide receiver one,
Yeah.
wide receiver one, wide receiver 11. But yeah, I mean, look, I mean, the matchup isn't the greatest. It is a good matchup. It ain't the greatest, and it's like, how much are they really going to play him with only after this week? There's 2 games to go. Do you really want to risk maybe hurting him worse? Right? I don't know. Like, that's in the back of my mind as well. And Bob said he's more of my wide receiver 4. Well, it depends too, Bob. Right? Like, I mean, if you don't have, like, I don't know, like, if I had Jawan Jennings, I'll tell you this: I'd probably play Jawan Jennings this week. I probably would. Right? I mean, just because of or Michael Wilson. Like, I'd probably play one of them too. But like, I just don't know.
How about same game, Michael
I would
Pittman?
play London. I would play London.
Okay.
I would. I love Michael Pittman, but I don't like what this Colts offense is doing right now with Philip Rivers. I don't trust it that much. So we have Epic 8 Fight. I love the name.
I want to see that.
Yeah, no doubt. We have PPR quarterback for Burrow and Stroud. We'll start right there. He's got a couple coming in. Burrow and Stroud here to Shara. We need a quarterback. Who are you putting in your lineup? Both have pretty good matchups across the board.
I like the matchup better with Stroud against Stroud's playing on an upswing, and I think Burrow and these Bengals, you alluded to it earlier, I think there's some sort of in their balloon, and the air is being let out of this, and they're really faltering and struggling to find their way. I think that Stroud rides you the safer floor with a tinge of having a ceiling of 20 this week and a floor of 18, and I got Burrow of 24 and probably a floor of 14. That last week really burnt me with me going into this week, even though despite the Miami matchup, it doesn't give me good vibes. It's just 2 opposite quarterbacks here. One guy's playing well and's got a juicy matchup. The other guy is playing poorly with a good matchup. So both are good options, but if I had to flip a coin, I'd go.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with CJ Stroud as well. I mean, that is a very, very tough decision here for Epic 8 Fight. But, I mean, like, everyone's just been carving up Vegas. Miami, I will say it is tempting, but I don't know. I mean, like you said, the Cincinnati just looks a little off. I think they're ready for the season to be over. I think Joe Burrow's tired of getting hit already, even when he come back. So, I mean, Stroud has been riding that high momentum. He had a good game last game. I'm going to go with you again. I'm going to go with C.J. Stroud. So we'll go with Stroud there, Epic 8 Fight. Wide receiver 2 and flex between Michael Wilson, Michael Pittman, Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, and Cortland Sutton. So we need a wide receiver 2 and a flex out of that pairing to Shara. Who are you going to play where and why out of that group?
I'm going to put Michael Wilson in my wide receiver 2, and I'm going to flex Evans. And because I'm flexing Evans because of that Panthers defense is playing a lot better, I think he's got a little bit more volatile ceiling that Wilson does in the better matchup. And I think Wilson's the hotter hand at the moment. But I still want to start those 2 guys over DK, Sutton, and Pittman.
Okay, so I'm going to play Michael Wilson for sure, right? I'm not going to turn away from Michael Wilson. I'm going to go with Cortland Sutton, right? I've been saying Cortland Sutton. Okay. He hasn't let me down these last couple weeks. It's another good matchup. With Tampa Bay, they just kind of looking a little off too, right? I mean, like everything's not completely right there. The matchup isn't the easiest. I mean, it could be whoever gets the ball. It could be Ibuka. It could be McMillan. It could be Evans. Do they run the ball? There's a lot to go on there. I think that Denver's reverting back to trusting Cortland Sutton as that guy, right? Like, I think, and that's what they need to do. I think that's what they need to do. So I'm going to go with Cortland Sutton in the flex. And then we have a tight end here. We have Kincaid, Jawan Johnson, and Dr. D, Mr. Schultz. So if you had to play one of them tight ends, Teixeira, who are you playing there?
I think I'm gonna go with Dalton Kincaid in this one. I don't know how I haven't been having a keen eye on Juwan Johnson, what his ceiling's been or what he's been doing as far as performances goes, and I think that the over under in that game is gonna be awfully low between the Jets and the Saints playing. And for Schultz, I think this will be a wide receiver type game more so than a tight end game. I think CJ Stroud will be able to sling it more freely in the offense against his Vegas and other matchups where he's been more conservative and reliant on the tight end to be his safety blanket. So I like Kincaid, just better quarterback attached to him and just the higher over under in that matchup.
He says Dawson Knox is also available too. I don't know that sway you any, Teixeira?
I mean, he has been looking good as
tight end 3. Yeah, tight end 3, tight end 8 the last 2 weeks.
I'll take a Buffalo tight end for sure, and I think I if you're tempted to do Knox, I don't blame you for that, and I think I might actually like just his performances lately have been. He's been a red zone option for Josh Allen, and that's what you want at the tight end position. I think he's probably more likely to fall into the end zone than Kincaid does.
Yeah, and it's just like old reliable, right? It seems like they're just going back to him, for whatever reason. And, the proof is in the pudding, and you look at it, right? So if it was me, Epic 8 fight, like I would probably pick up Dawson Knox and play him as well. And I would probably, if this is redraft now, I would probably drop Schultz for him, right? Because there's going to, like, if you win this game, you got one game to go, right? And I mean, Schultz has a red light matchup the last game of the year against the Chargers. Really, I mean, you need to make room somewhere. I think that's who I would drop to pick up Knox. So that's how we're going to go. So we're going to go Stroud. We're going to go Michael Wilson. Teixeira says he's going to go Evans. I say Sutton. And we're going to go for Knox at the tight end spot, dropping Schultz if it's redraft. Hopefully that helps, Epic 8 Fright. Really do. Hopefully that helped you and you win your game. Thank you, everyone new subscribing, all the old subscribers. Like I said, I always like to get that in when I can. You guys are the best. We continue the march to 300. We're getting closer, and it's much appreciated. We love talking football. Anyway, no, thank you, Epic 8 Fight. Thank you.
You're welcome, Abe.
We love having you. Good luck.
Hope to see you again.
Luck. Yeah, good luck and get that win. That's what we're really shooting for. But as we await some questions coming back in here, Teixeira, let's go ahead and start talking some starts and sits. Give me a quarterback that you're going to start here heading into Week 16 in this crucial second-round game.
I alluded to him earlier. He's my crucial rest of season. I'm riding the waves. He's the captain of my ship. He's taking me on the ocean that brings me to that is Jacoby Brissett. Set it and forget it. Playing against these Atlanta Falcons, like you mentioned earlier before, what are they playing for? What sort of motivation and momentum do they got going on in this game? Yeah, they beat the Buccaneers in a close one on Thursday night, but that's also the Buccaneers. They have their issues and their problems, which I feel have been more significant as of lately than these Cardinals. And I think the momentum and the consistency there, just the consistency, he's finishing as quarterback 1 since he took up the job, and he doesn't give me any reason to move him or remove him out of my lineup, especially doing that thing that he did last week against the Houston Texans. I thought that was an ultimate red light matchup. That was the stay away from, and the process said that was the way to go, and he proved me wrong, and at the same time he impressed me. So I got a ceiling of 28 points here for Jacoby Brissett against these Atlanta Falcons. I think he hits 300 plus passing yards, over 30 passing attempts. I think he gets a couple rushes in for about a dozen or so yards, and he hits multiple touchdowns. So, and I think he keeps the ball on his and keeps the turnovers away. And I think that he's going to have a smash matchup for you to help carry you to the championship.
Okay, so he was the one I was gonna say. So Teixeira, you're great minds think alike. I like what you say. We say Brissett it, forget it. Jacoby's been on a roll. Love me some Jacoby Myers. Bob asks, what would you expect to pay for Sutton in a no trade deadline league? So let me just start, Bob, for a little context. This was in Dynasty DNA Strand Crew 1, right? This is
Okay.
one of the listener leagues. I'm in the second round in right now. I traded a 26 first and a 26 second to get Wan'Dale Robinson and Cortland Sutton just like 2 weeks ago, right? So I would say it's probably still going to be a late first. I mean, I know as much as stingingly hard as that is to fathom. Like if you want him, that's probably what you're going to have to give up because I believe he's like wide receiver 8 or something right now. I mean, he's up there. He's performing every week, and it seems like Denver is reverting back to him as that guy. So I don't know. Like I honestly like if that is the best you can do for a late first, I don't mind it. But again, if you could get them for a high second, I think that is a really good, fair price for all parties involved. But look, I mean, as a buyer, I don't ever want to overpay. But like, if I have to slightly overpay, it's like I'm not gonna like lose a ton of sleep over it, right? And I know how Bob feels about the 26 draft class anyway, right, Shara?
Oh yeah. So if you're going up and trading with this guy that has Cortland Sutton and he's not sold yet on the 2026 draft class, and you need a little bit more than what TJ is suggesting, my top wide receiver that I'd throw in to sweeten up the deal, just because of the age, the potential situation is in flux, throw him Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, I know you all get rid of Jalen Waddle. Bob was kind of arguing with me a little bit about that on the deep dive.
I listened.
Oh, you were tuning in today for the deep dive. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So that was a good episode. A lot of fun. And, I'm almost like Nostradamus. I predicted the Jacoby Myers news like 3 hours before it happened. And believe me, I had no inside sources. It was just me. That was me with my pulse on the situation. So, but as we wait more questions to come in, I'm going to talk about my quarterback start here. Give me Bryce Brigham University Young going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, why do I say Bryce Young? Like, if you have a fringe guy as like a second, third option, you got a couple that are similar, like Bryce Young, someone else, right? Like, I would play Bryce Young this week. I mean, we just seen what Kirk Cousins and Bob's friend Kyle Pitts, what they did to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that Ted McMillan, I think that Bryce Young are both really good, really strong options this week. Like, I really like both of them. I think Bryce Young could get you that floor of 20-ish points this week. And if you have that as a quarterback too, that sometimes that's all you can ask for, right? I think he can get you there. I really do. I mean, I would be shocked if he gets anything less than 17 against this bad defense. So Bob says
I like it.
Bob said I was asked for a 27 and 28 second. Yeah, see, like, I mean, yeah, I hate trading.
That's too rich.
Yeah, and Bob knows too, like the 27 class. I mean, he knows. And it's like they try to get those extra picks out of you, right? They try to.
Yep, they do.
I mean, and if Bob's a contender, though, I can see where they're coming from, right? But I will say this. I would do it. I would do it, Bob. And you know these draft classes better than anyone, just kind of like how we all do. Maybe see if he'll give you Cortland Sutton in a 27 third, and you'll trade both of those seconds, right? Like, because the 27 third, we know there still could be some decent little gems down there. So maybe, just maybe, if he's willing to throw that back, kick that back, just give me a little something extra, get a little capital. I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. So we got Wiz chiming in here, visiting, calling in with us. You missed the big rush of questions there to start the show, Wizard.
It was all about timing. It's timed perfectly, some people might say. So,
let's just be honest. You got stuck somewhere in a snowstorm in Alaska. We know what happened.
Well, I forgot my wallet, so that sucked. I had to go back to the. So once I dropped everyone off at the house, I had to go back to the gas station, fill up my wife's car with windshield wiper fluid because she's out, and driving in the salt and the gravel and all that stuff clouds up your windshield. I'm driving and I'm like, and nothing's coming out. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm out of windshield wiper fluid." I was like, "How do you see, dude?"
You got to use the old Pennsylvania trick. Pick up some of that snow, throw it on the windshield, then
just rub it off. Yeah.
That's your water right there. But Wiz is off to a decent start here, and we got a lot of the old subscribers join us. Picked up a couple new ones here tonight. Talking start sits. As I said to Teixeira, unfortunately, a lot of our friends, as you go on, people get eliminated. We have less and less teams that are still in contention. Might not be as busy on the question front just because of that. But let's get into some more talk here. We'll start with running backs, and we'll pick.
Oh, I
Wiz's
want to know
brain.
Wiz's quarterbacks, his starting sits of the week.
You just can't. Believe me, Wiz is not ready yet, Teixeira.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
think
I
I'm
said-
ready? You think I'm prepared
Yeah,
for this?
he's never ready. Like I know him better than he knows
He's
himself.
never.
I know him better than he knows himself. So let's go ahead and we'll hurry up real quick and we'll talk. Well, I'll let Wiz look at quarterbacks. Bob says, are Jordan Love and Caleb Williams the biggest false sense of security quarterbacks in the NFL?
Well, one of them is.
No, they are guys that I like. Now, as far as are they guys that are like we talked about this on the deep dive, right? And this is there's Josh Allen and according to Bob, Drake May and everyone else, right? Like that's pretty much where we're at right now. I mean, I don't know, they're in that tier.
I think Bob's calling you out to come on one side of the fence or the other.
They're in that.
You gotta take your loyalty.
No, I like them both. They got that. They got that tier. They got that tier.
Week. You have to pick.
No, I'm not picking.
You have to pick one.
Only this week only.
It's Bears Packers week.
Neutral.
I'll divulge that later. I got to think about it. You can't just put me on the spot like that.
Listen, I've been learning a lot of spells. A little bit of magic. You guys want to see my little magic spell here?
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and see it. You didn't have your start sits ready, but you have a magic trick ready. Go ahead.
Wizard, dude. But
yeah, would you expect
it's a
anything
spell,
less,
dude? It's called Fireball.
Oh, he's got. Oh, you bastard! I got two sitting upstairs waiting for a special occasion.
So let me just say though, I want to talk about Jordan Love and Caleb Williams. Is the fact that they're in that tier, that Justin Herbert tier. You know what I mean? They're just they can let you down, lose you a game sometimes, and you're like, oh man, and then they can win you a game, and it's like, oh, that was beautiful, right? But it sucks. But a lot of quarterbacks are like that. But they are still young enough. They have rushing upside. They do have good weapon systems around them. A team that builds structure. And I like both options. I really do. They both are sound good. And really the whole NFC North until Minnesota Vikings made the mistake with J.J. McCarthy was all pretty sound quarterback play. It's these mid-range quarterback ones to high end quarterback twos. They all have that, right? Mm-hmm. So, but Minnesota, it's just like that meme with the dragon with all the heads. Minnesota's the one that looks like that. That's Minnesota, right? That's where they're at.
Dragon.
Yeah, the Tylenol dragon.
But I know where I'm going. I'm going Jordan Love. I'm imagining that Wiz is going Caleb Williams. So you gotta be the tiebreaker here, TJ, tonight.
We'll just have to think about it. I don't know, man.
It's a big week, and that's what it goes back to. And
hey, last time we were firing off fireworks here in town. We were chatting, go Pack, go, and having a blast.
Well, that's because you live in Wisconsin, so right. And it's so confusing to me that a Lions fan has all this love for the Packers. I think it's the all the cheese you've been eating in Wisconsin.
I'm a blue cheeser. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm a blue cheeser.
Quick Trip, one of the most underrated gas stations. I
think
those
it is amazing.
Quick Trip, right there, same tier, almost same tier. Just one.
I haven't had my Buc-ee's cherry popped yet, but I'll take your word for it.
But
Bob says all the NFC North quarterbacks will be 12 and 18 NFL career.
Oh,
QBs.
you just get out of here.
Bob. No. All right. We have Brian tuning in. Hi, Brian. Thanks for hopping in here tonight. We're happy to have you. He says, Diggs, Addison, or Reed. I hate Diggs as of late. Laugh my ass off. Me too, man. It kills me. Could do a curve and add Kincaid in there as well. So, if we had to make a move here to share Diggs, Addison, or Reed, you want to talk about guys that you cannot trust or count on. If you had to put a pulse on it here for Brian, where would you go?
I would go with Addison probably because I've seen it more out of him with JJ McCarthy back of a big playability. Like he's taking shots to him. They haven't connected sometimes, but I like the odds against a bad defense and the New York Giants in kind of a meaningless game, but it could be points being scored. And Jaden Reed, I can't trust yet. Second week back from injury, and that's going to be probably a run-heavy game script for both sides of the ball. And we don't know what his snap share will be. Usually it's under 50% is the trend, but he's got all the talent and the ability of the world to be the choice here. And then Diggs, yeah, I'm just kind of fading him again this week against the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think it's going to be a Diggs week.
Okay, so to share says Addison, what do you think about this, Wiz? Because these options, I mean, it's like reaching your hand in a jar and hope you don't get bit by a snake, right? Like you're just hoping you don't get bit, but sometimes all three jars are loaded with snakes and you get bit anyway. What's your thought, though? I mean, if you had to pick one that maybe could break out this week,
yeah, it feels
who
like
do you
one of
like?
those Chinese hand trap jars. Not a finger trap because you got to stick your whole hand in there. The whole hand's getting caught in this one, right? It might be one of those hydraulic press too that just do you ever see those videos where they smash? Yeah, might be one of those jars, but I mean, you say it's a meaningless game for the Giants Vikings, but this is definitely a important game for the quarterbacks, right? To just get more reps underneath there.
Probably a prideful game is a better way to put it.
I don't think there's much pride in New York. I think that whole entire MetLife Stadium is like it might be on suicide watch. We'll just say that. Do a will footer check on the stadium after it. But
who do you have playing better, McCarthy or Dart this week?
Fantasy points wise, probably Dart. I am forced to start JJ McCarthy in one of my playoff teams this week because TJ could not check his fucking sleeper notifications right away when I tried to trade for Stafford. But
a little peek behind the curtain. What happened here? I'm curious.
Yeah, my buddy, he good guy, just dumb. He's dumb as a pile of rocks, and he wants a 26. He's like, I want a 26 so I could draft him next year. I was like, dude, 27 is way better. And he's like, oh no, I want 26 so I could use it now. I was like, all right, well, let me see what I can do. So 3-way trade. I traded my 27 second for TJ's 26, and he just never accepted it. So, and that was for Stafford. So I got fucked on that one.
Yep. Missed that. I apologize, Wiz. So you're gonna go with Addison as well.
Yeah, it's really between Reed and Addison, right? Like Donkey Cade, big Donkey Cade guy, right? I have a mini helmet somewhere. I think I took it down the week they were playing the Ravens, never put it back up because it's been kind of a disappointment for him. Kind of want to hide my fandom a little bit, but thing with Addison, right, is that he has that big play potential. They like to stretch him out of the field. And just as long as you get one of those, which I think the Giants secondary is going to let up one of those, I think it should be all good to go. And it also depends on what JJ McCarthy shows up. Are we going to get JJ McCarthy or we can get 9? So hopefully 9 shows up.
He's in 9? The building.
Well, 9 is when he says he's going 9, but he does not actually go 9. So you want 9, not 9. Yeah. More face paint.
I'm going to go with Jordan Addison.
More face paint at JJ McCarthy this week.
At what point is he just getting to straight blackface?
That's a cult. That's a cancel culture. From Minneapolis' side, I think they're pretty good at figuring that out. When it's like, hey, up the face paint a little bit. It's cool when the Navy SEALs do it. Not cool when you do it though. JJ, calm down a little bit on it.
Yeah.
So I think they'll let him know though.
So, but I think I have to agree with Addison though. Right?
He's one of your jacket guys.
I mean. Yeah, I mean, like he to me, I trust him the most. He's going into a matchup against a terrible passing defense. I mean, covering receivers, they've been burning them. So I mean, look, he said I kind of like the floor with Reed with 5 catches back-to-back weeks. Just don't need a 0. Yeah, I know, man.
So last year in the playoffs,
that's where I'm at.
Started Reed and he gave me a goose egg.
Addison's your safest play, Brian. So if you need, I think he's your ceiling as well, and I think that's what it comes down to is he's your floor and your ceiling, right? Like Reed might be able to get you that steady Eddie number, but it could also give you a goose egg. And I don't think so in Chicago because Chicago's pretty banged up a little bit still, especially in that secondary. But yeah, I would just fire it in.
Yeah, that's exactly
it. Just fire it in there.
I agree. I mean, Wiz put it exactly right, Brian. He is the floor and the ceiling for you. Like, he's the floor of 10 points to me with the ceiling of hitting in 20s, right? Like we talked to Shara said, they've been trying to hit these big plays. I think they could do it. So I'm with these guys. It's a clean sweep. We all say Addison, 14-teamer for my flex. I feel you, man. Hopefully you win that. Good luck. And we say Addison. We'll go with Addison. Again, guys, thank you, new subscribers, all the old subscribers. It really helps. We're getting so close to 300. You guys are the best. So we have Robert Ryan asking, who would you start in half point, tight end premium, and the flex between Breece Hall, Deebo Samuel, Jalen Coker, and Aronde Gadsden? So this is half point tight end premium, remember now. So that does come into play a little bit with the tight end. So who are you guys going to start here in that situation for Robert?
I'll go Gadsden because the tight end premium is
first.
It puts the edge over for Deebo for me, and Coker, I think it's going to be more of a Tet game, and I think the Saints will play Breece Hall a little bit tougher than expected, and I think the tight end premium points will even out between Hall and Gadsden.
Okay, so tight end premium comes into play for Teixeira. He said he will go Gadsden. Wiz, are you in agreement with that?
Man, it's tough. Right. It is definitely a tough decision here. Gadsden cost me my playoff spot in my work league because I dropped him for Jake Ferguson like an idiot. And if I would have kept Gadsden, it would have won me. So I can't choose Gadsden now at this point. Got to be consistent here. Honestly, Breece Hall might seem like the play. I get it might be scary, but he's going against the Saints defense here. Not overly great, kind of just middle of the road kind of defense here. Brady Cook, is that his name? Bradley?
Yes, it's Brady Cook.
Brady Cook. Yeah, Brady Cook. He might be better, guys. He might be better. Jets fans, you might have hope. This might be the quarterback of the future. It's not Justin Fields. It might be Brady Cook. This might be the best you guys could do next year is just keep Brady Cook on the roster and have him roll again for you guys this year. So let's get hot. Let's get happy for Brady Cook and start Breece Hall. Let's fire it in there, dude.
If it wasn't tight end premium, I'd go Breece Hall.
Well, it's just the thing is, right? Like, I get it that the Chargers, Cowboys, it looks like a positive game script, right? There's gonna be a lot of high scoring things in there. I just feel like it's a trap game. I'll be honest.
It might be a Scooby-Doo situation kind of a thing where they pull the mask off and it's actually a
and I wouldn't be
surprised let me say
score 17-20 or like 17-19, like something like that.
So let me say this. You're right. It is a trap game. Let me say this. That's why I'm starting Jalen Coker, right? Give me Jalen Coker going into this game. I'm going to tell you right now, man, the Tampa Bay pass defense looks atrocious. I mean, we've seen what Kyle Pitts did to them. I said play Bryce Young this week. That's right. I'm festering it up. Give me Jalen Coker. I think that Coker and Tet McMillan both could eat in a game like this. I mean, that's very rare to say about the Carolina Panthers, but I think it could happen. I do not trust, and you can say it again, I don't trust
Fireball and some smoke this weekend.
Like, I mean, I was like, yeah, I do not trust Aronde Gadsden. And Breece Hall, Wiz, you're going to go for the Jets with the third-string quarterback. I mean, my Lord, I love Breece Hall, but he's got to get out of there. So, I mean, geez, oh, man. So, hopefully that helps you, Robert. I'm going to go with Coker. Wiz says Breece, and Teixeira says Gadsden. So, we got three different options for you. And Brian, go ahead.
Teixeira, who's your second pick out of those three that he gave out?
Oh, it's smash Breece Hall.
You smash Breece, and
it's just I just think if it's a check down game with Justin Herbert in the hand that he could just pile options and not necessarily like a full touchdown or like yards, but if he gets like 6 or 7 receptions, that kind of holds a safe for.
Yeah, and that's what my kind of mindset going into pick Breece for my first overall, but my second fallback would be Deebo. I mean, we see Marcus Mariota before. TJ, who's your number 2 here? So we could just kind of level up the playing field a little bit here.
Yeah,
we didn't help him at all.
My number.
Who's number 2?
For me, number 2 is disgusting. As disgusting as it sounds, I mean, probably Breece Hall, but I mean, like, it's not like, to me, I just feel there's a floor and a ceiling with Coker. You talked about that with Addison. Like, I see the same exact thing in a game where it's high favorability. passing game for the Carolina Panthers. So I would say Breece Hall, but it's like this. It's not like neck and neck. It's like this, right? Like there's a huge gap there between lanes 1 and 2. I just feel better about Coker. So I say Coker. You say Hall. Teixeira says Gadsden.
Everyone's number 2 besides me because I had him number 1. So ranked choice voting, Hall wins the election.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, hopefully that helped you.
Yeah.
We split the votes here.
See. Nope.
So that's what we had to do, ranked choice voting.
Don't put me down for that. Don't put me down for that.
You just said it. What do you mean?
Well, because Wiz, just because he's second place doesn't mean I want to play him. Like we're talking about bottom of the pile. Like I mean, like, I don't want to play Debo. I don't want to play Breeze. I don't want to play Gadsden. Yeah, so I mean, I love Breece Hall, but I don't like the situation with the Jets.
Hall, right? So we all know he could break away at any second, right? He has that gifted ability, and I don't know. That's kind of my mindset. At
this point in the season, I feel like that meme of Wolverine with the picture and it's Breece Hall. It's just like I want the 2022 Breece Hall.
We'll move on. We'll move on to the next tier. Brian says, I kind of like the floor with Reed. We talked about that. Definitely dropping Diggs out of the equation. Yeah, I would. Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate, but you just can't trust that right now. Catamaray says, start Baker or Caleb. Also, Waddle or Ladd. So, okay, we'll go with Baker and Caleb first here to share. Baker or Caleb, who you playing?
Wait, all right. Oh, you go ahead. No one else.
What do you have?
No one wanted it, so go ahead to share.
Oh, okay. If you want to go first, good. That's fine. You can go first.
It's got to be Caleb Williams, right? This is the biggest game of his career against the Green Bay Packers. Baker has been unreliable come down the stretch here. I think this is a classic Baker playing when he's hurt, right? We've seen this all the time, the Browns, which kind of got him out of Cleveland, right? Also, hot take, Kevin Stefanski might be a quarterback killer. Just hot take here. I know no one asked for that hot take, but I'm giving them out. But I don't know. Just for me, I think the ceiling could be so much higher with Caleb Williams this week, right? We've seen these kind of lower points, kind of iffy kind of games here, but I think this week Caleb Williams is going to rise to the occasion. They're going to beat the Green Bay Packers, and they're going to control their destiny to win the North.
Okay, so Wiz says Caleb Williams. There you go, Teixeira. Are you going to follow suit? You going to put any faith in the acrylic assassin, or are you going to go with Baker? And I do agree with what Wiz said about him being hurt. I think that there is a little substance to that.
Yeah, and for that reason, despite being the lack of weapons in his offense, I think he's the better quarterback here this week in the matchups. I think that with Baker Mayfield, he's playing in a funk. His buns are burnt, so to speak. And I think that even with the full allotment of Godwin, Evans, Abuka, and like those guys, I just don't see a world where Baker hits his ceiling in his matchup, where I think Caleb in his matchup has potential to hit his ceiling. What that is, I think for Caleb, it's between 20 to 26 points, and for Baker, that's between 18 and 22. So that's where I have them, and that's where I think that it all shakes out this weekend. And for that,
what's funny to share, I was like Baker around 20 points and Caleb 24. So I'm like almost right dead center in your middle.
That's a good way to describe it, right? And I mean, there's no guarantee too, that Baker could hit that, because like Wiz said, I think he is banged up. I think this team's kind of really down on its luck right now too, Tampa Bay. I mean, they couldn't catch anything dead, right? I mean, they're having a lot of bad luck right now, and Carolina's been playing tough on defense. So Caleb, yes, just because too, I think he can hero ball more healthy than what Baker can injured. So, I
think a good parlay bet for Caleb this weekend is he hits 1+ hero plays this week. I think he hits at least one big play this week against the Packers.
You're talking about like that Joe Montana side-by-side throw to share. I know you've seen that on your timelines, and you're like, I wish I could love this guy.
All right, so we also have Waddle or Ladd.
Oh.
So who are you going to go with there to share, a Waddle or Ladd this week? A couple guys that are so hit or miss.
I told Shazam in the Discord server earlier, it's never the answer. So I'm going to go Lad McConkey.
All right, he's going to go with Ladd. How do you feel, Wiz? Is it going to be Ladd or Waddle for you?
You know, if it was Tua played, which is sad to say, especially after that performance he put up this past week, that caused him to get benched. And what a waste of money, by the way. We won't get into that though. We got to start Ladd. It just Quinn Ewers could not hit us. He couldn't hit a side of a building. Like I've seen him in college. It's horrible to watch. I just don't think. I think Zach Wilson's a better start right now. I'll be honest than Quinn Ewers. So because Quinn Ewers is there, I think the only one I'm comfortable starting in that offense is Achane and probably Waller. I think I'm still fine starting Waller because at
Yeah.
least
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's a good check down for him.
Yeah, I agree with you, Wiz. I think them two are
Maybe
about it
Mike
as well.
Washington.
Yeah. I mean, it might not be bad.
be frisky in the flex spot if you're real desperate.
So I'm going to go with Ladd too. And you got to think the Cowboys are getting destroyed by wide receivers, and it comes down to who are you going to trust to get the weapon the ball, Quinn Ewers or Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert,
right? So I'm going to go with Justin Herbert with Ladd McConkey. So we have a clean sweep for you, Kata. We have Caleb and we have Ladd McConkey. Hopefully that helps you. Brian says Carter obviously over Stevenson right now, right? So. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, Michael Carter, we talked about him a little bit at the beginning of the episode. He's good for right around probably that double-digit point range because they got to give the ball to somebody to share. Are you playing him over Ramondre this week as well?
Yeah, from what argument you made for him earlier tonight, it makes sense, and I think the track record Texans game last week, and I think that a better defense of the Texans, and I think with the backfield to himself, he can. And whereas Stevenson's gonna, he's gonna grind out probably the early in the, but even when they get in close, I either think it's gonna be a Drake May touchdown or a Henderson touchdown. So I think if I had to take one to fall in the end zone, I'm going Carter.
All right, Teixeira is gonna go with Carter. I'm going to go with Carter as well because going back to Wiz's point, we talked about Jordan Addison, floor and ceiling, right? Mm-hmm. Like I think Stevenson and Carter have similar floors. Carter has potentially the bigger ceiling just because he has probably the more possibility touching the ball more. And, if you don't get the touchdown over Ramondre, I just feel like there's no doubt you're capped at 10 points. Like, that is it. Like, to me, that's probably what you're going to get. So, Wiz, I don't know how you feel about this, but I think that's the direction I'm going to go.
Yeah. Fun fact about Michael Carter is that he was born in Okinawa, Japan. Fun fact there. But
does that mean he's going to go nuclear this week?
Well, Okinawa never got nuked there to share, so But we'll backpedal a little bit there. But no, it just I do agree. I think they both offer safe floors, but definitely Mike Carter's your bigger boomer bust. It just feels like one of those. Right. Once you see, from my kind of anecdotal experience in fantasy, right, is once you see like Travion Henderson have a big week, he has a bad week next week because Stevenson falls in the end zone twice. And I don't know. I have, my crystal ball that's been doing all these fireball spells. Sorry, not shots. Mm-hmm. Fireball spells. He's been kind of. It's telling me Stevenson's going to fall in the end zone, but I think Mike Carter are probably your safest bet unless you're down points bad. Like if you play against Puka, maybe Stevenson. I don't know. Something's telling me about he's going to fall in the end zone twice. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I might make an anytime touchdown bet.
Well, it's just okay. You have a feeling on it, I think that we're starting to see though. I think we're starting to see Travion. Really, I think he's going to start getting more of the line share. Like I think it's headed that way.
And then that's the crazy thing, right? We talked about in the triple threat. That's not released yet, so a little spoiler here. But Travion, he had, what was it, TJ, like a 40% snap share this past week, and he had all those fucking fantasy points. Like,
yep.
Imagine once he takes up to 60%, which I think is a healthy margin for him, because I don't want him to tote the rock 70, 80% of the snaps a game, right? I don't think that's a sustainable number for him. But once he gets over that 50%, I think it's good. Eventually, variable has to come around to it that he has such a talented back, Travion Henderson. So
No doubt about it. But Wiz says he's going to probably go with Ramondre. Me and Teixeira say Michael Carter for you, Brian.
well, no. You got me wrong, TJ. Michael Carter is the safest bet. It's just the crystal ball is telling me.
Yeah, you
Ramondre.
have a
I'm just
feeling
ignoring
about it. So you're saying though you're going to go with Michael Carter.
Yes, sir. I'm starting Mike Carter in a few leagues this week. And I think it's gonna pay dividend, especially against that shitty Atlanta defense. Which how did they get so shitty? Like I thought they were pretty solid last year, and they added all that draft capital into it.
Yeah,
Like what
I
happened?
think it comes down to the front office and coaching staff, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see this offseason some heads roll.
Yeah,
for
Morris
sure.
is a defensive minded head coach, right? I think.
All the more reason.
Yep. We have J Dog asking start one: Justin Jefferson, R.J. Harvey, Mike Evans, and Michael Wilson. So we got to pick one. And he says pick an extra player if Drake London is out. Okay, just in case. So we'll just go ahead and start the one that we're definitely going to pick here. Teixeira, who you going with there?
I'm going to go. I'll start RJ Harvey, and if I need the extra one, I'll go Michael Wilson.
Okay, so you're going to put the faith in Harvey in a tough matchup, Teixeira. Okay. All right. So, Wiz, who do you like and who you picking out of that group?
Yeah. That's I thought for sure Drake London was the most obvious, right? So like if Drake London is healthy, I'm probably gonna be starting him. And Michael Wilson, I mean, you have to start him kind of where he's been this week here. But obviously, if Drake London's out, I'm starting RJ Harvey. I mean, I already, behind the scenes action here. I made a formal apology to Mike about RJ Harvey. I said, hey, I'm sorry, I was wrong. About RJ Harvey, so I changed your name from Little Dynasty Dog Mike to just Michael Anthony. So
okay, I'm going to go with for sure Michael Wilson. I'm in agreement with Wiz is the one I'm playing for sure. And if I had to pick an extra one, I'm probably going to go with Mike Evans, right? Like, I mean, I'm going to go with Mike Evans.
Mike Evans?
Yeah. If Drake London is out, if Drake London's playing, I'm going to play Drake London. I have no problem with that. But Michael Wilson will be the one I'm playing for sure. If Drake London's out, I would go with Mike Evans. So we got two Michael Wilsons, one RJ Harvey for you there, J-Dog. Hopefully that helps. We have Jason asking, since Puka got me 46, he's flexing. I like that. I need safe start.
Yes, I mean,
he needs
since he got me that's crazy.
Yeah, he's flexing. We need to start 5. Okay, so we need safe start 5, 2 running back, 1 receiver, 2 flex. So let's just go ahead and start with the running backs here for Jason. Rico Dwaddle, Marion Hampton / Vidal, Tony Pollard, Kyle Monangai if Swift misses, Estime. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get 2 running backs there to share. Give me 2 backs for Jason here.
Rico Dwaddle and Kyle Monangai.
Okay, so Rico, Uncle Rico, and Kyle Monangai. Wiz, who are you going to go with here for 2 running backs for Jason?
Yeah, I just want to double check. I can't tell if Quentin Williams is going to be out, but I don't think it really makes too much of a difference here. I mean, just from your draft capital, right? At this point, you guys start your 2 best players, right? We've seen Omar and Hampton had these boom weeks. So that's definitely one of the guys I'm going to be starting this week. And then I'm going to fire in. Give me, you can slap me with some RICO charges if you're the federal government. Because, you know what? I'm guilty. I'm starting Rico Dwaddle this week. This is a must-win for the Panthers here. They're going to be winning the division. They're going to be going to the playoffs, which is crazy to say that, in the beginning of the year, we thought Bucks for sure were a shoe-in, especially the way Baker was playing. MVP caliber kind of play at the beginning of the year. And then he's kind of fallen off. I mean, like kind of what I alluded to, right? I think he's injured. He's playing banged up. We've seen this before with Baker. So give me Rico and Omar and Hampton.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Wiz. The matchup's too good for Hampton, and I still think you're going to get 10 to 12 points no matter what. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Rico and Amari and Hampton as well. And, again, thank you guys, new subscribers, old subscribers. We appreciate that. So happy to have you with us. So we need also one wide receiver. Okay, so we got to pick one since Puka already played. We have Tet McMillan, Wandale Robinson, Khalil Shakir. So go ahead and give me one wide receiver there. And remember, there'll be 2 flexes to pick after this. So don't feel heartbroken if someone gets left out. But which wide receiver are you picking there, Teixeira?
I will go with Wandale Robinson.
All right, Wandale Robinson in the receiver spot for Teixeira. Wiz, are you going to go with Wandale as well? And just remember, like I said, 2 flexes coming yet anyway.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm going to start Ted. I'm going to start Ted in the flex spot. Like I said, this is a big game for the Panthers. This division's on the line here. Winner of this game wins the division. So
yeah, I think I'll put Tet in the receiver spot as well. But we got to remember there is still 2 flexes. We got to give 2 flexes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say right now that if it's me, I'm going to go with Wandale Robinson, and I'm probably going to go with Khalil Shakir. Right? Them are the 2 flexes I'm going to go with. So if I had to pick 2 flexes for you, Jason, that's what I'm going to do. To share any difference in opinion from you?
I am going to go with Ted and Hampton as my 2 flexes.
Okay, so all right. And Wiz, we need 2 flexes from you. Who do you have?
Yeah, I think Swift is going to be healthy for this game. I just wanted to check see who the Titans are playing because they played the Chiefs this week. Because Tony Pollard's been consistent this year again, right? He's a back end RB2 right now. But I don't think he's going to hit that this week, especially against the Chiefs. I think they're out for blood, especially if being eliminated from the playoffs. I'm gonna see. Estimate is in here, and I feel like this is a high risk, high reward type of thing, which is what you do not need. You need consistency, and I think Khalil Shakir is the definition of consistent. So you definitely have to fire him in there.
You almost got to put Wandale in there, Wiz. I mean, surely with Jackson Dart. I mean, I know it's a tougher matchup, but he's been consistent too for the most part.
Yeah, no, that's probably what I'm going to start. Right, I think Manungai is going to be your boomer bust, right, and it's really going to come down to right if Swift is out, which I don't think he's going to be. Swap Wandale and Manungai out for each other, right? I think TJ would probably be in agreement of that, right? If Swift is not playing, start Manungai, but if Swift is in, which I expect him to play this week, you kind of have to start Wandale. I think Wandale's gonna get you a nice 8 to 14-4, and if he scores a touchdown, maybe he's gonna crack just below 20. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's a good way to put it, Wiz. So some options there for you, Jason. You know, we're in agreement on a lot of this, right? A lot of the same players are going to make our lineup. Rico Hampton's going to be in there for sure. Tet McMillan's got to be in there for sure. Khalil Shakir is one that we want in there. Wandale Robinson, Kyle Manungai, like we talked about, right? If Swift's out, maybe you can really consider Manungai heavily then, and I'm in agreement with that. So we have Jason also asking, start 1, Tyler Warren, 67-year-old QB, but good matchup. Walker, no Tua. Loveland, or Walker. Waller, no Tua. Loveland, Rome, and Burden out, but Komet playing, or Schultz already starting Nico, but opponent has CJ. So, all right, if you had to start 1 here at the tight end spot, would it be Warren, Waller, Loveland, or Schultz, Teixeira?
I will go Tyler Warren.
All right. You're going to stick with your guy with Phillip Rivers here. Wiz, how do you feel about this? Look, I mean, there's a couple really good options here. You going to stick with Tyler Warren, even with the quarterback situation?
I've been cutting in and out pretty bad. I'm lagging pretty bad right now. My internet, so you might need to repeat that again.
Oh, okay. So he's just trying to buy time. This is one of Wiz's old tricks. So let me just say right now, you could start Warren, Waller, Loveland, or Dalton Schultz. Who are you playing?
I cannot remember how well Warren did this past week. And
like 5 points.
I mean, that's with Phillip Rivers.
It was like 5 points.
And that's with him getting the ball up quick. and him seeing minimum pressure. People got they got one game of film on Philip Rivers, right? I think it's kind of like how Big Ben's the last year was, where his arm kind of fell off. I think if you're chasing points here, you have to start leveling. Because I mean, if Bears show up, right, and this is a big if, because Bears choke a lot against the fucking Packers. The Packers own the Bears. It's a fact, right? But it, I don't know. It's tough. It's really between Waller and Loveland for me. And
So I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to go Waller, right? I'm going to go Waller. Look, I know it's Quinn Ewers. I know it's a backup quarterback. But again, this is all low A-dot stuff to Darren Waller. I think Cincinnati's defense is equally as bad as maybe Quinn Ewers' quarterback play. It's pretty close, right? I mean, it's not good for Cincinnati either. So, I mean, I think I'm going to lean Darren Waller. He's got the momentum on his side. I mean, we've seen it last week. And there's opportunities for garbage time, too, for Darren Waller. So, like, I just think that the matchup with Green Bay, I know Loveland's going to see targets, but I think it's going to be a little too tough. I think that it's going to be low scoring. I think it could be ugly. I think Caleb can make a few plays for him, but I think I got to go with Waller here. I don't know, like Wiz. I mean, you're going to stick with Loveland?
it just right. I mean, I think Waller's gonna get the receptions, but I think they're gonna want to showcase Loveland here, and I think that's the biggest thing here, right? You get Rome out. I mean, this looks like a excuse me. It seems like a surefire thing for Zacchaeus this week as well as DJ Moore. Um, and it seems like a perfect brewing of Chicago Bears assets, right? Your top assets. So that's Loveland, DJ Moore, and ironically, Zacchaeus is going to be in this one here with Luther Burn and then Rome being out. It's just because it looks that way doesn't mean it's always going to be that way, right? In fantasy, we could project as much targets as we want to these players and these assets, and it could easily be a Cole Kmet week, and you're going to be like, "What the fuck?" So I think Waller's your 4, and if you're chasing points, start Loveland. If you're pointing against a Puka, or if you're projected to lose, start Loveland. If you're like 50-50 or 46-54 or whatever, if it's close, start
Well,
Waller
I
because Waller's
think
going to give you the points per
what
team.
he's saying is that he started Puka, so he's got a 46 points. So he's looking for the safe option, and I think the safest is Tyler Warren. That's why I picked him. It's just I think he can hit that floor of 5-6 points.
Right. And
Well, that's not a very good floor, though. That's the thing, right? 5-6 points is because Tyler Warren's probably projected like 15, 14, 13 points, somewhere around there, right? Especially if it's tight end premium. I think Waller is probably your safest floor, and Loveland's your ceiling. But I could be wrong.
It's a good argument, right? So, I mean, look, I honestly think, though, that a lot of these guys could be solid. Dalton Schultz, though, is one I'm not playing. Like, he's someone I'm definitely not interested there. So we have a Loveland. We have a Loveland / Waller. We have a Warren. So we have a couple of different options there. I do think that just based off volume, I think Loveland's probably a 10-point guy, right? It's just how much more can he get than that? We'll see. And I think Waller kind of in the same boat. So we'll see what they could do. I lean Waller. Wiz leans Loveland. Teixeira leans Warren.
Well, safe play, Waller. Chasing points, Loveland.
Okay, there you go. Jason says, I'm pissed. I started Kyron over Terry or Hampton. Did I make the wrong move? Now I hope Terry and Hampton don't pass 11 points. Well, I mean, it's like this, man. Like, honestly, I mean, Hampton might be able to do a little bit of something. I don't have a ton of confidence in Terry and the whole Washington situation in general. So, like, I don't think you really missed out on much there. I mean, I could eat my words, but I doubt it. So, I don't think that's anything too major.
Like Amarian's probably 18 points, and Terry might be 15. Is probably ceiling, is what I'm assuming.
Yeah, and Kyron still logged 15 points, right? So like that isn't horrible by any means. Yeah, so that ain't horrible by any means. So that's not too bad. I don't think you did bad there. I think honestly, at best, maybe Hampton could get 20, something like that. You're not missing out but a few points. I mean, you don't ever want to lose points, but that ain't a ton. Jason says, I need to drop 2 to activate London to get a defense for week 17. Brian Robinson, Tyler Algier, Michael Carter, Vidal. Scared to drop B-Rob or Tyler just in case Bijan or CMC get hurt. Also have Hampton with Vidal. Well, it's like this. If this is redraft, Jason, I mean, look, if you win this week, there's only one more game next week, right? Like, I mean, honestly, having Hampton, I would keep Vidal just because that affects your roster. Michael Carter is somebody that's getting touches just because the fact that Arizona needs to give the ball to somebody. So, I mean, look, you have to do what you have to do, right? And if I had to drop 2 of them players, if this is redraft, I'm dropping Robinson and Algier, and there's only 1 week left, right? So if you make it through this week with no injuries, and really, even if you get to the next round, there should only be one other team looking to pick players up other than you, right? I mean, if this is redraft. So, I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at. I don't have no fears in redrafts.
And then also, if you have more fab than the other guy you're playing in the championship, that's also another thing. Kind of keep in mind that at least you can pick up odds of Bijan and CMC both like going out for the championship week is slim, right? So if you have more fab than the other guy, you could outbid him. So that's another thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, I don't think that worries you, does it, Teixeira? I mean, if this is redraft.
If this is redraft for me, it's easy. It's Bree, Robin, Algier. The redraft leagues I'm in, though, the waivers are still open to the entire league. So from the ones I play, there's no guarantee you get those players back. But scared ball doesn't win ball. So you drop B-Rob to Algier, you get your defense in, and you get London activated. And then you you hope that there's no injuries this week. You go into your championship week with your studs and play for the win.
100%, man. I'm with you. Jason says, start 3, Barkley, Javonte, Sutton, Terry, Hampton, Michael Carter. So we have to start 3. I'm going to tell you right now, 2 off my head that I'm going to play for sure. I'm going to play Cortland Sutton, and I'm going to play Amari and Hampton, just based off a matchup. And I think I'm going to play Saquon, right? I think them are the 3 that I'm going to play this week if I had to choose. I don't like Javonte going up against the rush defense he's going up against this week. Terry, we just talked about it with the Washington situation. Michael Carter, I think, is a decent floor player, 10 to 12 points, maybe is a guy that he could get you to there. But, like, I can't sit Saquon Barkley for Michael Carter in a good matchup. I just can't do it. Amari and Hampton is a guy that should see a lot of work in a good matchup as well. And Cortland Sutton has been doing it week after week, and I'm going to rely on him to do it one more time. So them are the 3 I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Sutton. I'm going to go with Hampton. I'm going to go with Barkley. Teixeira, who are you going with here and why?
I'm going Barkley, Sutton, and Carter, and I'm on the same page with you and Barkley and Sutton, and then Carter because I just like the matchup better for the Arizona Cardinals against these Falcons.
Fair enough. So Teixeira, one difference in opinion for me. Wiz, who are the 3 you're going with?
Yeah, it's a lot closer to me, right? But I mean, Javante's RB 8-6 overall, something like that, right? So I think you have to respect him, start him in here, right?
Well, you can respect him. You don't have to start him.
Yeah,
a lot of his points are touchdown dependent.
Exactly, right. And it goes back and forth, right? Is this a trap game or is this gonna be a high scoring game, right? I know I said this before that it might be a trap game, and it very well could be, but I don't know. Like I think I'd be fine firing in Javonte here. It seems you never know what the Eagles are gonna do, and that's my biggest concern is that Nick Patullo, I think his name is, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles. He's a fucking idiot. I think him and Mike, me and Mike, we are in agreement that both our offense coordinator was on Tylenol when he was in the womb, and my defense coordinator was on Tylenol in the womb. So, it's one of those perfect shit storms brewing. So I even though it's hard to say and it's discussed, especially after this big week this past week, I think I'm going to be sitting down Barkley. I'm going to start Javonte. I'm going to start Sutton, and I'm going to start Amari Hampton.
Okay, so We have an agreement, all except for one player. I say Barkley, Sutton, and Hampton. Teixeira says he's going to go with Sutton, Barkley, and Carter. And Wiz is going to go with Javante, Sutton, and Hampton. So we got the Sutton, and Sutton's the one that everyone's in agreement on. So that's the one everyone's saying to play.
That's
and
for sure. A lock and loaded pick. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, you got to trust him. He's been playing that role. Look, I get it. It could be a little scary, but he's got to be in my lineup with some of them guys. So Jason says, start one. Burrow, I got the Chase stack or Brissett. Goff or Shuck, Mariota, Love, Rogers. Another league, it's the same start one. Same options as before, but Bo Nix, Caleb, and Trevor in this one. So, okay, we'll start with the first one. Start one. Joe Burrow with the Chase stack, Brissett, Goff, Shuck, Mariota, Love, Rogers. So if you had to pick one, are you going to play Burrow with the stack to share, or are you going to go with maybe one of these other guys?
Nope, I'm going with Brissett.
All right. Teixeira is going to play Jacoby Brissett. What's your thoughts, Wiz? I mean, the Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase stack hasn't been so super prevalent as of late. Do you trust it here in the second round, or are you going to go another direction?
I was curious on who you guys said for your quarterback starts. I was like, once we got back around to, once we caught up on questions, I mean, what do you guys, what are your quarterback starts? Because my sit was gonna be Kyler Murray of the week, and my start was gonna be Jacoby Brissett. So I gotta fire in Jacoby Brissett this week. It seems Chase is gonna be fine this week for sure. I just don't think he's going to be popping off and giving me that 53 points that he does like once a year, twice a year type of thing. He already did that once. You can't ask for it again. It seems like a Chase Brown week. So give me Brissett here. It sucks starting sitting Joe Burrow, probably especially since redraft. He's been sitting in your IR slot. You may look at him like, can't wait to start you again. But this Dolphins game script, I think it's going to be a lot of Bengals get up on top early. And if it's going to be 3 passing touchdowns from Burrow, or is it going to be a couple rushing touchdowns, plunging at the one from Chase Brown or P. Ryan or whoever it's going to be, right? And Brissett's been captain consistent.
Yeah.
This whole entire year, so.
That's what it comes down to. Quarterback won every time he started in Arizona. So, yeah, I mean, with that security, we said we had doubts even against Houston. We were worried. Like, it just keeps happening. Like, yeah, I mean, okay, like Jacoby Brissett's like quarterback 10 or 12 this week, and Joe Burrow's quarterback 8. Did you really miss out on much? But it's almost like a lock. Jacoby Brissett's going to be like quarterback 10 or 12. I mean, it's almost a lock. So I got to go with Jacoby Brissett as well. So he said same options as before, but Bo Nix, Caleb, and Trevor in this one. So, man, oh, man. So a lot of options there. So if you had to pick one and you throw in Bo Nix, Caleb, and Trevor, does that change your opinion any in a scenario like this? Because he says same options as before, but Bo Nix, Caleb, and Trevor. So what's your thoughts on that? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, if you have Brissett, you sticking with Brissett over them guys?
I certainly am. Like, I only have a couple other quarterbacks that I'm starting over Brissett, and none of those guys are any of them.
Wiz, you sticking with Brissett?
It's Jason. You're in a rock and a hard place, right? Like, Brissett is definitely the right choice to make. But if you lose by a couple points, it's going to be because Goff, Shuck, Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, or Caleb Williams went off and then went absolute nuclear. And quarterback 1 overall this week. But you cannot predict which one's going to be. Brissett's your safest choice that you can make, and it's the right choice for sure.
Okay, so I'm an agreement there, and that's what we're going to go with. I think Jacoby Brissett. Teixeira says it. Brissett it and forget it. That's where we're kind of at right now. So we have Dustin asking, hello, guys. Hello, Dustin.
Hello, Dustin.
If Josh Jacobs is out, would you play Wilson over Henderson? So I'm guessing and assuming that's Emmanuel Wilson. Would you play Emmanuel Wilson over Travion Henderson or not, Teixeira?
Absolutely not. I would start Travion Henderson over Wilson.
Yeah, I think I agree, right? Chicago is a little tough little bit of a black and blue game. I can't pull Travion Henderson out either, I don't think. I know it can be boom or bust, but man, oh man, if he booms, you're going to get a big boom. And I still think there's a floor there with Travion of 12-ish points. Wiz, who are you going to play, Travion, or would you play Wilson over Henderson if Josh Jacobs is out?
You know, Emmanuel Wilson, he's a crazy story how he made it to the NFL, right? Going to Fort Valley State University, which gun to my head, I could not tell you what state that's even in. I would probably guess Kentucky is my guess. It's probably wrong, but no, you have to start Henderson here. Josh Jacobs is good to go. I would have to imagine he has to play this game, right? I I, I know it's been a knee injury bothering him for a while, but after Henderson's performance, like I said, this could be a trap game, and it usually is, but you have to start him after that performance he had. So
Yeah, I'm with you. We got to play him. So we have Kata asking, start Michael Carter or Estime? Okay, so here you go. Couple guys, on the lower end of the ledger. Who do you trust more? Who are you going to play to share if you had to pick one, Audric Estime or Michael Carter here?
I like Michael Carter here over Estime. I think he's got more pass catching work, and I think he can get a dump off if they get in close in the end zone. I just like his volume and opportunity over Estime. I think he's going to be splitting carries with Hull and whatever rotation that the Saints are going to have down there against the Jets. They're going to be able to most likely play with their food against that Jets defense and be more rotational and have more bodies working, where I think Michael Carter has the higher upside.
Okay, so Estime or Michael Wilson? Wiz to share is going to go with Michael Wilson, Michael Carter. Is that too many Michaels on the damn Cardinals? Are you going to go with Michael Carter, or are you going to go with Estime here for Kata?
yeah, fair decap TJ on that. I don't know, too many Michaels going on here. Fun. Most of you guys are probably, what the fuck does fair decap even mean? That's just Australian for fair enough. That's a little slang there for you guys to get educated and be a little cultured. But fun fact, I was a big Aldrich Estime supporter. TJ was like, he's trash. I was like, oh yeah, dude, I'll one up you. Blake Corum's fucking trash. Look at him and Khalil Herbert's tape side by side in Virginia. Khalil Herbert's tapes in Virginia Tech compared to fucking Blake Corum's tape. I almost said Michael Corum. Too many Michaels here. Tape in Michigan. You tell me who's the better back here. And that take was proving to be right up until recent. So fuck me, I guess. But I got this little puck here, Brett Hall. I think Hall fits better in that Devin Neal role, that Kamara role, that Kendrick Miller role, and then Audric Estime. It pains me to say it because I was a big fan of him coming out. Right, I love those bigger backs, those bruiser backs, but I don't think that's what the Saints want to do, and I wouldn't be surprised. Oh my God, get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here with that. We see it.
Sorry, I was feeling a little cold in my basement. I had to warm up, throw on my love jersey.
Your heart's colder now. My heart is colder now because of you, Teixeira.
So you're gonna
happy.
So you're gonna.
It's Bears Packers week.
So you're gonna go
and you
with
picked the side. I get it. You're a hater. You're a fucking hater.
So you're gonna go with Carter.
Hey, at least I picked a side. TJ's still on the fence.
That's right. Did you pick Carter, Wiz, or Estime? Then you go Carter.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Carter is your safest floor. And
probably threw him off his game
here.
I was just making
sure. I hate this right now.
Counter spell on Wiz.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Michael Carter as well, and I'm in agreement with a lot of what you guys said, right? I'm definitely in agreement. We got the next question here, and good luck, Kat. Hopefully that helped. Michael Carter for everybody. We have the Irish Con asking, Trevor or Dak? Dak hasn't performed against a top D, whereas Trevor has. So, okay, you're going to go with Trevor Lawrence coming off that monster performance last week, or are we going to go with Dak Prescott here, Teixeira?
I'm going to go Dak Prescott here because as well as Trevor Lawrence played last week, I'm going to pay more respect to the Broncos defense and how the ability they have been able to shut down opposing quarterbacks and really lock down their top receiving options. And I'm sure that Patrick Surtain is going to take the Jacoby Myers shadow this week. And if that's Trevor Lawrence's historically top guy in these recent weeks, I think that if Myers is shut down, it's going to be hard for Lawrence to get cooking in the passing game, relying on Strange and a big play from Brian Thomas Jr. So I think in this scenario, I think you're safe. Your floor play is Dak, and your ceiling play is still Dak, because I just don't think that how big of a game this is. I think the Denver defense is going to show up, whereas the Chargers, I think, is an inferior defense to the Broncos.
Okay, so you're going to lean with Dak Prescott there. Man, oh man, I mean, this is a tough call, right? Like, this is, I think this is like a bad, and you get into these matchups in the playoffs, like, and sometimes it's in a bad place to be, right? Like, you're just in a bad situation. I think that I'm going to have to stick with Trevor Lawrence. As much as kills me to say, like, something seems a little off with Dallas too, right? Like they haven't been super explosive like we've seen with George Pickens, this and that. Jake Ferguson's numbers have come down. Javonte's numbers have come down. Like, overall as an offense, they've looked a little lackluster, right? Jacksonville is riding a little bit more of a wave, and the simple fact that he is right. Trevor has done it against some tougher competition. I don't know if it's necessarily Trevor. It's just the structure, Liam Cohn, the teams responding. And we talk about teams that are kind of on the upswing. Teams are on the downswing this time of the year. Dallas seems to be on the downswing. So I got to go with Trevor Lawrence. This is very tough, though. And honestly, this could be a situation where they both get 13 points, and that sucks. Like, I mean, if that happened, I would not be shocked. So, Wiz, Trevor Lawrence or Dak Prescott here?
Yeah, Shara, I don't know if you saw Jim Harbaugh's quote in his press conference here, but he said, I'm trying to pull it up here. He basically said that this Chargers team is his favorite ball team he's ever been around, and one of the best ball teams he's ever been a part of. And what does he mean by ball team, right? He didn't say best football team he's been on, but the best ball team. And I think that is because they play with so much grit, so much tenacity. They play hard for each other. And I think this defense is that single core that Jim Harbaugh is talking about, right? This offense has been very hit or miss, right? And I blame Greg Roman personally. What?
Frauds is the word you're looking for. It's frauds.
Frauds?
That's what I said.
No, they're definitely not frauds. They're Chargers are legit. All right. And this is not the fireball spells that are talking right now. All right. No. Chargers are for real. I think this is gonna be a gritty, hard-fought team, right? This is gonna be like I said, this screams trap game to me. Everyone's projecting high scoring. I think Chargers defense is gonna show up. I think Dallas' defense is gonna show up equally as well. And it's gonna be a low scoring game. And because of that, right, George Pickens is lost in the sauce right now, which is crazy because it's a contract year. He should be balling out. And he was balling out in the beginning of the year, but now he's playing mind games with himself. He's an idiot. He's one of the most talented wide receivers in the league. However, he gets in his own way from ever hitting the ceiling. Most frustrating things to see. Just a waste of talent. So I got to start Trevor Lawrence. And, you might know because I might have put in the group chat, but I was trying to trade Trevor Lawrence for anyone and everyone. But he made it on my nice list. Which is a little spoiler for the Triple Threat podcast. Make sure you go check it out on Spotify. Like, comment, subscribe, or whatever you do on Spotify. 5-star review. But you have to start Trevor Lawrence this week, especially after that baller performance. Pat Surtain, he's not gonna stop Jacoby Myers from being on my nice list because he's already on there. No spoiler. He's one of my nice players. But
so where you guys are coming from is that you have more faith in Trevor Lawrence than you do this Broncos defense.
I have more faith in Trevor Lawrence, his Goldilocks beautiful hair than Dak Prescott's.
Well, that's fine because I'm just finding some clarity. So it's the ability of Trevor Lawrence in his recent performances than it is.
It's more so his hair. I think that's what it comes down to. Trevor Lawrence has more hair on his head, so it edges me out from him and Dak.
No,
What it
I was
comes down
referring
to
to.
for
I wasn't
me,
talking about Dak. I was referring to the Denver's defense and what they're capable of versus Trevor Lawrence and what he's capable
Well,
of.
it's right. Denver is like a cat, and I mean that right. If you see a cat try to catch a mouse, what does it do? It does not kill a mouse right away like most people would or most animals would. They like to fuck with their prey a lot before they finally kill it. And that's kind of the Broncos how they've been all year, right? They're like, "Oh, how big of a hole can I dig myself in against the Giants before, we show them who's daddy?" And that's kind of I think how it's going to go this week. And I wouldn't be surprised, hot take, Jaguars might upset the Broncos this week.
well, then you got to remember too, the Jacksonville Jaguars have something to play for, right? I mean, like
Broncos
they
are still playing for the number
they
one
just
seed in the
signed Jacoby
AFC.
Myers. I understand that, but Dallas is down. You know what I mean? Like they're pretty much out of it right now. And I mean, like the thing is, they're a team that's trending down. The Chargers have something to play for. The Jaguars have something to play for. So do the Broncos. So I expect to see Jacksonville's best football. Right? It's not so much that I don't believe in the Denver defense because I do, but like we're going to get the best of Jacksonville. If we don't, then it is going to be what it is. But we should see the best, and I think we're going to get the best. They re-signed Jacoby Myers, and that was a good move for them. But Irish Khan says, thanks, guys. Duval, I have Lawrence and ETN, but unfortunately, due to injury, my top tight end is Strange. But I don't want to start three Jags against the Broncos D. Komet, Freiermuth, or Strange. So, I mean, look, Komet's out of it because Loveland and him are going to be splitting. I mean, Freiermuth has done absolutely nothing.
No,
I mean, like I get
that
not
one
wanting
game.
to.
That one game.
Yeah, but I just don't think that I can. I don't think that I can put either of them in over Strange. I get not wanting to start all Jaguars against Denver, but Denver is actually a green light matchup against tight ends, right? So if you're going to have one position maybe that could fluke out, it could be the tight end spot. But I can't play Pat Freiermuth or Cole Kmet over Brenton Strange. I just can't.
You
I
have
don't
all
care.
those fucking disgusting towels fucking mounted up on your fucking ceiling, and you're not going to start a Steelers tight end.
Yeah, Steelers tight end that sucked, and he's the worst of the three. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, like he's not good. He's not as good as Jonnu. He's not as good as Darnell Washington.
Well, I think he's more. I'm trying to figure out the correct wording for this so it's correct. I think he is better at Darnell Washington on at least separation from routes. I was going to say, he's more explosive after the catch, but Darnell Washington, he's a fun guy to watch after the catch. And Jonnu is pretty fucking good about that as well. But
yeah, that's just it. That's the killer. And if Loveland was out, I'd feel real good about Cole Kmet, whatever, fine, because all the other injuries. But I mean, I just can't. Like, I get it. It's tough. I mean, if Dawson Knox is out there, Irish Con, maybe pick him up, right? He was brought up. I don't know if he's on the wire. Maybe that's a guy you can pick up. Like, he's had two good games in a row. Maybe he can do it again. I mean, if there's another guy out there.
Who's the Lions starting tight end right now to share?
Nobody. It's dumpster fire. It's a garbage pail.
Oh, is it Jeff Skinner? Maybe pick him up, Irish, and start him in your tight end slot.
You don't want to start any Lions tight ends this week. I promise you that.
Who's your guys' offensive lineman that will go out and catch passes every now and again?
Dan Skipper.
Oh, Dan Skipper. I said Jeff Skipper. I'm an idiot.
You're close.
Dan Skipper.
No, you said Jeff. You said Jeff. You said Jeff Skinner, which is a hockey player.
It's a who?
Yeah, he plays for the Buffalo Sabres. So we got 12th man fantasy 1. This is slim. So let's just say this, though, Irish Con. If you could pick somebody up, you have options, drop them. We can talk about it. I think Knox would be good if he's there. If not, if that's the best you have, I'm rolling with Brenton Strange. I mean, as bad as it is, I think I will.
Drop your
12th man fantasy 1.
Drop your options for tight end in the waiver wire real quick, Irish.
Yeah, we'd love to look at him, man. So we have Slim. What's up, fellas? Still at Amazon tonight. Well, Slim,
appreciate you hopping in with us
after your victory last night. Yeah, but I'll hop in with a QB question. He says, do I start Burrow or Lamar in the semis, projected to lose by about 10 points. Here you go, Teixeira. I think we had one of these before, and I believe
I
you
went
went
Burrow.
Burrow. Okay, so it's Burrow for Teixeira. Wiz, Burrow for you as well.
Oh man, it's Lamar has to be banged up still, and that's my whole entire thing. It pains me to say it because I definitely think Burrow's gonna be capped, and I just don't think Slim. If you're chasing
But
points,
man, oh man,
just fire in
against
fucking Lamar, dude. Just fire it in and just lose. Just lose with me here because we're gonna lose against the Patriots. Just come to this losing side and just fire in Lamar, buddy.
So Slim, let me say this: don't listen to delusional
Just lose with
Ravens
me.
fans.
Lose with me.
Play
Come to the losing
play
side.
I'm
Joe
saying,
Burrow.
DJ, you're going a little far and you're
Yeah.
letting them not have the buzzer.
Yeah, go with Joe Burrow, Slim. I'm with Teixeira. We're gonna go with Joe
Come
Burrow.
to the losing
against
side.
Miami.
Come on, Slim.
Yeah, Wiz needs more.
He's only
people
got
in his
one
clubhouse
bird's
with
nest
him.
he roots for.
So, okay, so top 5 on the waiver wires.
Oof,
Jeremy Rucker. Yeah,
that's-
that's tough. That's tough for Irish going. Yeah, go with Bretton Strange, man.
I think it's
That
one
is
of those
tough,
first
but I
year
think
I
you have
all
to.
in.
loved him, dude. That was one of my fucking biggest
Yeah.
sleeper dart throws I've had in my life, and it's never fruited into anything. But man, I loved my Ohio State, but it might be the Ohio State homer in me.
All right, so we're waiting more questions coming in here. We got to fire away. Running back starts here. What do you have for us to share?
My running back start is going off of trends and patterns, and this is what we try to at least I do, relegating my decision making, especially as we come close to the playoffs. What's the trend? What's the pattern? What can we count on, and what do we see? And the pattern is with this player is he's hot, he's cold, he's hot, he's cold. He's coming off of a cold week and didn't find the end zone. But this week, I think he should be able to do it and do it multiple times because they're going to have their backs against the wall, the ears pinned back, and they're going to have to rely on what's tried and true and what's worked before. And in games that this player has scored a touchdown, they've won 100% of the time this season. So for that fact, I'm going with Jahmyr Gibbs this week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He went 0 touchdowns, then 3 touchdowns, 0 touchdowns, and 3 touchdowns, and last week 0 touchdowns. So on that skid, I think I'm going to play the trend and the pattern here, and I think he gets in the end zone at least once. And he has a ceiling of 22 points and a floor of 14.
Start any running back against the Steelers or tight end for that
I was going to
matter,
get to
usually,
that
right? I
from what
always
you say
that.
before is can't stop a nosebleed. So
That's right. Absolutely. When someone wants to punch us in the face, whenever they don't, then it's fine. But when someone actually tries, then we're in big trouble. But we have K-Space asking, full PPR, pick one, wide receiver, one flex, Aaron Jones, Chris Godwin, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, Kayshon Boutte, Khalil Shakir. Let's see. Leaning Godwin and Reed, I think is what he's saying, and don't want to put my semifinal life on Aaron Jones. So he's leaning for Chris Godwin and Reed right now. We need a receiver. We need a flex to share. Any difference in opinion? Where are you at when it comes to these players? Who are you going with?
Kayshon Boutte, I think he's the big play here, even in full PPR. The report he had last week with Drake May against the Buffalo Bills, we saw him hit the big shot, and that was the majority of his strikes. But he's still catching his attention with Diggs slipping up and Henry starting to come to the mean of his averages. And I think the highest upside of these players you have available to you is Kayshon Boutte this week.
Okay, so that's the receiver. Who do you want in the flex?
And then in the flex, I'm going Aaron Jones. I think it's a good matchup against the soft Giants defense, and he's going to be J.J. McCarthy's best friend. He's healthy, and he should get the opportunities and the volume, and I think he's going to get a shot to get a goal line carry and fall into the end zone.
Okay, so he is going to trust Aaron Jones.
He's my guy.
Okay, Wiz, one receiver, one flex here for K-Space. We have, it's full PPR, Aaron Jones, Chris Godwin, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, Kayshon Boutte, Khalil Shakir. Who you going with there? And one receiver, and then we need one flex.
Yeah, Godwin has been pretty consistent this past couple weeks, right? At least giving you 10 points there. That's that's one of those nosebleeds that if you don't know, you got to tilt up to stop it. You just don't know about him. I don't know what I mean by that. I'm sure no one else knows what I mean by that. But I, I, to me, that feels like a must start there, especially if you're just trying to keep the status quo. Godwin's gonna be fired in there for me. Khalil Shakir. It seems like an anytime tutty kind of guy this week. So give me Shakir. So Godwin, Shakir for me.
Wiz is going to go with Godwin and Shakir. I'm going to go with Godwin, and I'm going to go with Aaron Jones. Right, them are the two that I'm going to go with. I think just because, I know what I'm going to get. It's going to be 10-ish points. Like if I play Dobbs, Reed, Boutte, Shakir, yes, one of them could hit 20, maybe have a really good game, but to me, it's just too much on the line. I'll play it safe. Now, if I'm down points, like if you played Puka Nakua, Case Space, or if you played like Matthew Stafford or somebody that really hit you hard on points, then I probably would take a chance on a Shakir or a Boutte, like Wiz and Teixeira are saying, like if I'm in that spot instead of a Godwin. But look, I know it's been tough with Aaron Jones and the Vikings, but this matchup is so good. You just hope that one gets loose, and for Aaron Jones that he could bust it. So I'm going to go with Aaron Jones. I'm going to go with Chris Godwin. I just think they're the best players here. They're the more reliable players. I think that they have a ceiling. It's just could they hit it? Them other guys, I think there's not much of a floor. They're just a ceiling hope, and that's it. So that makes it tough. So let's see here. Don't want to hear you. Let's see. JSN,
Wait,
not too
look,
bad. Okay, so he went up against.
I got a question for you guys. If that's okay.
Okay. Yep.
Who would you guys start? Right. This is me in the flex spot. Right. I have Amon-Ra, CD Lamb,
Space.
Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson locked in my RB wide receiver slot. So I don't think we're gonna change any of those guys. In my flex spot, I have Sutton and Cook, and I think I want to fit Mike Wilson here. Would you guys take out Sutton or Cook for Mike Wilson? Would you take out Bijan or CMC or Amon-Ra or CD Lamb? I don't think those guys are must locks for me personally. Those four. So it's literally just comes out of Sutton, James Cook, or Mike Wilson.
I mean, honestly, the only one that I mean, you could maybe make a case for just in hopes that the matchup's tough is James Cook, but I can't take him out. I think I'm just going to ride with what you have, Wiz. I mean, I know Michael Wilson's been good, but I mean, we talked about this too. If Marvin Harrison Jr.'s back, how does that affect him too?
Yeah.
And he is questionable this week, Marvin Harrison Jr. So that's a little bit of a worry to me. I don't know about you, Teixeira. Where would you be
I
out
would
on
swap
that?
out Sutton for Michael Wilson. I'd feel comfortable doing so. Like I said, I'm just sticking with my guns here. I'm not a full in on this Broncos offense. I just don't get comfortable or warm and fuzzy starting any of their assets any of the time. And I see the upside with Sutton. I see what it could be, but I just been burnt too many times, and I just have lost the glaze over that team on their offensive side of the ball, and I think I'd stay in the hot water in the hot hands of Michael Wilson.
All right, so Teixeira says Cortland Sutton. I said maybe James Cook, but I think I would stick with what I had. We have Slim asking here, need one flex start. Marvin Harrison Jr. if he plays, Christian Watson if he plays, or DeAndre Swift if he plays. Only have room for one unless I bench Aaron Jones for Swift. I mean, look, I know that Green Bay's got a pretty good, tough rush defense. I don't think I could bench Jones for Swift. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there is that two-headed punch there. It seems like Minnesota, they are relying on Aaron Jones more, even with Jordan Mason there. I know it hasn't been pretty, but there's been less of a 1-2 punch than there is in Chicago. So, I mean, if you had to flex one, who would it be? Marvin Harrison Jr., Christian Watson, or DeAndre Swift for you?
It'd be Aaron Jones. I'm not as confident about DeAndre Swift as most people are going into this week.
No. No. He's saying if he benched Aaron Jones, he could play Swift. But
Mm-hmm.
what he's asking is he needs one flex. He needs one flex. Marvin Harrison Jr. if he plays Christian Watson or DeAndre Swift in a flex, but he could bench Aaron
I would
Jones.
start Marvin Harrison Jr. over those two other guys.
Okay, so you're going to go Marvin Harrison over Christian Watson.
Yeah,
to share. Okay,
he's sounding more and more like a game time. I'm more confident that Marvin Harrison Jr. plays this week than I am Christian Watson.
Okay, so Wiz, what's your thoughts there for Slim? Is it going to be Marvin Harrison Jr., DeAndre Swift, or Christian Watson?
Yeah. I would probably, honestly, this might be the little bias pick here. I would start Swift over Aaron Jones, and I would fire in Marvin Harrison over Swift.
You fire Marvin Harrison in the flex. Okay, so you go Marvin
Yeah, that's
Harrison.
my number one, and then Swift's my number two.
Yeah, okay, all right. And I'm going to go with Christian Watson for the flex if he plays, and that's something I'm watching. He killed Chicago the last time they played. I think he could do it again if he's available. And I'm going to go Christian Watson if he's available. But that's the big thing, right? And I think I lean keeping.
Wait, start Marvin Harrison Jr. if he plays Watson. I see. The thing is that I don't think Bears right. Dennis Allen, he's a pretty good defensive coordinator. I don't. That was the first game Christian Watson's activated. I think it's gonna be a dud game for him. I think it's a trap game. Christian
Okay.
Watson. I think Kevin Byard's gonna cover him.
All right, we'll see. I say Watson. Wiz Share say Marvin Harrison. And that's good for you, Slim. Irish Khan asks, big question, which defense? Broncos? Yes, I know I have many players in this one game. Or Dallas D or Miami. So, I mean, just considering the fact that he has a lot of people in that Jaguar Bronco game to share, are you pivoting off Denver or would you play the Cowboys or the Dolphins?
I would stay with Denver. That's just me where I stand and where I believe this Denver team is going to play this weekend against these Jacksonville Jaguars, and I don't have enough confidence to start Dallas D or Miami's D. I mean, those could be high upside, big play, splash, but I'm not counting on either of those lower tier defenses to usurp and outscore the Broncos this week.
Okay, so I'm with you. I think I got to stick there too. I mean, it's hard. That sucks for Irish Khan, right? But I mean, honestly, it's hard to pivot off these quality of players. I mean, just because they're all in the same kind of, setting here. That makes it really tough.
I mean, my ideal lineup for him would have been going back would be starting Dak, starting ETN and Strange, and playing the Broncos defense. Because I think that's kind of plays into it too. I mean, you put Strange and ETN and Trevor Lawrence all in one basket, and you're really capping it's either going to be a really big week or it's going to be a really bad week.
Yep. Well, it's a good point. I mean, considering too, he has the defense, right? That was something we didn't know. So that's a good point. We're going to go here to the next question. And this one's coming from Caden, half point PPR, Tyler Warren or Dalton Schultz here, Teixeira?
I'll stick with Tyler Warren this week over Schultz.
Yeah, I got to stick with Tyler Warren. Wiz, I think you agree with that over Schultz.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I don't think you could change that. I mean, you're really praying and hoping for a touchdown over Schultz. So we're going Warren there, Caden. Half PPR. We have start 2, Cortland Sutton, Michael Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Emeka Ibuka, or BTJ. Now, this is half point PPR Teixeira. You got to play 2. Who are the 2 you're playing here?
Michael Wilson or Marvin Harrison Jr., whichever. Well, I'm going to lead Michael Wilson over Marvin Harrison Jr. as my one. And then my other one, just because I like his matchup better than the other 2 guys, I'll go Sutton.
Yep, I'm at 2 exact. I'm going, give me Cortland Sutton, give me Michael Wilson. I mean, look, Marvin Harrison, we don't know how healthy he is. What's going to happen? We know Brissett's leaned on Michael Wilson anyway. Ibuka, a tougher matchup. All the receivers are healthy now for Tampa Bay. That's another thing. And Brian Thomas, I love him, but a tough matchup against Denver here. I don't think I could go there. So give me Sutton, give me Michael Wilson, Wiz. Is that the route you're going? Do you have any difference in opinion?
No, I agree with you guys. I think that's the safest four between those 4 picks or 5 picks there. But I got to head out, fellas. It was great joining you guys for my first ever start and sit show. Hopefully, you guys.
I hope you enjoyed yourself. It was fun having you.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks for
Oh,
hopping in.
I brought
Appreciate
a bunch of magical powers. I'm feeling really happy right now. Just real.
Yeah, it was
energetic.
fun.
So,
All
I
right,
appreciate
buddy.
you guys.
Well,
Best
you
of
have a
luck.
good
Rest of the
weekend. We'll
show.
see you. We'll see you on the morning show.
Oh yeah. And best of luck to everyone out there on the fantasy. Hopefully, all of our answers were the correct answers. You can never be too sure though. So,
That's right. It's always a
You want
crapshoot.
to plug your show before you go?
I'm sure TJ does a great job of that. But of course, if you enjoyed this wizardy, you go ahead and go on Spotify on the Dynasty Name. I'm on the Triple Threat here, co-host. One of the best. I was voted the best good looking guys
Best
on the
hair.
Dynasty DNA network.
Best hair.
No, just best looking over here. People
He's got
say
some Trevor
I could
Lawrence
run.
qualities about him.
All right.
People say I could run the best 2-mile run out of everyone in on the whole entire network.
That is true. That is true.
I'm fast as fuck.
Yeah, that is true.
So.
Well, buddy, you have a good weekend, and we'll see you on Sunday.
All right, sounds good, fellas.
See you, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Have a good night.
Take it easy.
All right, so we had the Wiz hopping in with us, but we got more questions coming in fast and furious here. We
We do.
We got Caden asking, and before we start, thanks, guys, new subscribers, old subscribers. I always say
Thank you.
We thank you for being with us. We have Caden, half-point PPR. We just did that one, so we said Sutton and Michael Wilson. So we have Purdy, Nix. We have Purdy, Nix, or Herbert. Quarterback question here. Who are you going to start here, Teixeira? Bo Nix, Brock Purdy, or Justin Herbert for Caden?
I'm going to go with Brock Purdy. I got him over both Nix and Herbert in my rankings that I posted on our socials, and I think that the matchup against the should be a juicy one. I think he could feast on that defense. I know he's on the road going across into the Midwest, but I think that the Jags defense will play Bo Nix respectively and keep them closer to a lower ceiling. And I think that Herbert, Dak, you guys are talking me more and more into it, thinking that this is going to be a low scoring, not necessarily a trap game, but just a very disappointing, lowered expectation type of game. I think I got the ceiling for Herbert at about 20 points, Nix at about 22, and I got Purdy as a ceiling of 26. So I think he's my highest ceiling guy out of the three, and I'll roll with him this week.
Fair enough. Good point there, Teixeira. Look, I'm going to go. I think I got to go with Bo Nix, right? I think I'm going to go with Bo Nix. I'm just going to trust him enough to do it. I think he can do it. I'm going to lean that direction. So Bo Nix for me, Brock Purdy for Teixeira, Caden. We have Saints or Bills defense. So here we go. We got the Bills, who've been a kind of a sieve, or the Saints here, Teixeira. If you had to pick one, who are you going with?
I think I'll go with the feistiness and the fight of the Saints. Then I will do this just, I don't know, what is this? Like this Bills team. It's like, what's up with a lot of these NFL teams? It's like we can't have both. Either are high-powered, high-efficient offenses and dog-water defenses, or they're stout, premier defenses, top defenses, very, very inconsistent offenses. It's fascinating and it's frustrating. So I'm going Saints. Long answer short. Sorry.
All right, yeah, and I have to agree, especially against the Jets, right? I mean, what a gift for the Saints defense. I mean, they could definitely make some splash plays. So that's going to be the Saints for us, Caden. We have Tyler saying, I'm up 40. Schultze or Loveland? Okay, so if you're up 40, definitely go Colston Loveland here. Like we talked about it, Roma Dunze's out, Luther Burden out. He should see a lot of work. Schultz, I mean, he's just a touchdown or bust type of player. I got to go Loveland for you there, Tyler. Teixeira and I agree. Also, Reed or Devonta Smith. So Jaden Reed or Devonta Smith here, Teixeira. Talk about a couple letdowns, throughout the last couple seasons. Who do you have?
Man, I mean, I really want to say Smith here, but he's kind of all season long for me been this square peg in a round hole. It's just not working. It's just not stacking together. And it's like, yeah, we've seen flashes here and there, but like I think I'll take this splash play of Jaden Reed. Maybe he, like, out of necessity, if Christian Watson is in fact out and Jacobs is out, that he becomes more of a necessity and the reliable pass catching offense or option in that offense. So I just trust the Packers offense more than I do the Eagles. So I'm going to lean Reed too.
Look, and I don't hate it. And I mean, this is something though, like if I look back, Reed has not had a lot of good games against Chicago historically, right? That's another thing. And if you look at it, I know that Devonta Smith's done some of his best work historically against Washington. I know he's had a couple big games against them. So like I'm going to lean that direction. And like the only thing I'll say is like Jaden Reed, I love him, but there's always a chance he gets hurt and he goes out too. Like that's always in the back.
I don't feel warm and fuzzy about either
it's
of
always
those options.
in the back of my mind. So the one thing I will say about Devonta Smith is at least he's healthy 9 times out of 10 and he's there. So I will go and lean that direction for you, Tyler. So we have one Reed, we have one Smith. I say Smith. Teixeira says Reed, and we say Loveland for you, my friend. And Coolio, we're going to be live here probably for at least another half hour. I mean, we got to go through some start sit notifications. We got questions coming in, new subscribers, old subscribers. We're helping. That's what it's all about. You know, we'll be here as long as
we still got quite a bit of our lineups to go through.
Yeah, we'll be here, you know, as long as you guys need us to be. And like I said, the likes, the subscribes, the comments, the questions, it's all appreciated. So we have Rosh asking, Falcons or
did we ever do our quarterback sits of the week? Oh, sorry, I just went.
We didn't even get to the sits yet. We didn't get through running back starts yet. So we have.
Oh wow.
So we have Rosh asking Falcons or Chiefs defense here, Teixeira.
Oh, I am going to think that the Chiefs have more pride to play. I think I'm going Chiefs. I don't trust. If Brissett's my start of the week for quarterback, I'm certainly not going to put my in the Falcons defense. I think that's playing with a hop.
That's right. Got to go with the Chiefs. Rosh. I mean, the fact too, like I think that the Chiefs are going to be in a foul mood. Like I mean, all the stuff that's happened. Like I think they could take it out on Tennessee. They're not going to lay down one iota. I mean, Tennessee has a lot to prove too, but I just don't see them being able to do anything.
At least on defense, because on offense they're really hurting. But on defense, I think they're going to play with a lot of venom or in their spit or whatever the analogy is.
Yeah, I have to say that too. Coolio says, "Don't play Falcons versus meet Brissett." I mean, that guy has been rolling, Jacoby Brissett. I love it. Happy for him. But let's get into some running back starts here, Teixeira. I believe that where did we leave off? Did you give
I had Gibbs as my pick, and we were just about to go to Wiz, but
yeah, and we got some more questions coming in. Let me pull up my list here. But yeah, we got a lot of great matchups here this week. So running back start for me, I'm going to go with this week. Give me Quinshon Judkins going up against the Buffalo Bills.
Yes, he's back. You haven't picked him in a while.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but I think in a game like this, like Buffalo's proven that they cannot stop the run, right? I mean, and if you're Cleveland, and I mean, they don't have very much of a semblance of a plan, but I think that they could have one in this game. I would give them the ball 35 times, try to play defense, try to control the clock. We'll see how that goes for him, but I do like Quinshon this week. And I think that, he could get it done yet again. I think he could just be a solid performer for you. I mean, I'm not saying he could set the world on fire, but I think he could be one of them solid guys at 12 to 16 point. I think he could get there this week. I really do. And it's just a bad Buffalo Bills rushing defense. So
I mean, it's so bad they picked up Matthew Judon off of waivers today.
Yeah, that's like going back in the time machine there a little bit. Thank you, new subscribers. We appreciate it. 3 away from 300. We're getting
Let's get it
close
tonight.
And yeah, we'll work on it. We're going to keep answering questions, and we're going to be talking about some other players. So as we await some more coming in to share, let's talk some wide receivers. Wide receiver start. Who do you have for us here in this game?
This has been motivated by the fact of his quarterback play. I really like how Tyler Shuck has been doing lately and like impressing me. I know we talked about it on Whistle to Whistle, and I've heard it on some of the other shows on the network, but he's really played, admirably. And I think due to that, it's brought this player up to the next level in his game and like some sort of semblance of what we envisioned him to be earlier in his career. And I like Chris Olave this week going up against that Jets defense. I think that them broken down, they fired their defensive coordinator earlier this week, so they're going to have to like scheme on the fly and kind of like patchwork that defense in the secondary. And I think Olave is more than capable of having a ceiling game this week. I got him a ceiling of 20 points and a floor of 12. I think he hits pay dirt at least once.
Yeah, I love it, man. And I'm so happy for Chris Olave.
Mm-hmm.
And just so everyone knows, let's see. Oh,
yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So, he got her in the box all signed up. Chris Olave, always liked him as a solid player. I never thought he'd be a wide receiver one consistently, but boy, oh boy, looking real good this year. Happy to see him healthy. And I really like what he can do, no doubt about it. I think he's going to be a good option yet again this week, and just based off volume alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy gets it going on. So we have Brad Coolio, our friend. Coolio needs the dog pound to step up against the Bills. Cook and Shakir. I will say this for you, Coolio. I like your chances, right? I think that, Cleveland, I think they could step it up. And he also says if T clears protocol, play him. Same match with Herbert Brissett, semifinal defending champ.
Ooh,
all right, well, we
got the belt.
Got to make that back-to-back, my friend. Hopefully you get that done, and I know you can. No doubt about it. Well, hopefully it all works out and everyone's healthy for you so you have all your options available.
We want a happy Coolio at the end of the day.
Oh, no doubt, man. So we're going to go to my wide receiver that I'm going to be starting here in Week 16. It's a guy that, I think out of necessity, I think that he's going to play very well this week. It's going to be Ladd McConkey going up against the Dallas Cowboys. Dead last against wide receivers of fantasy football, these Dallas Cowboys are. We talked about it. I do think that, like Wiz said, there's a little substance into being a little bit concerned about this game. Like, it might not go the way you think it will. But, just the fact that, like, I see him getting a ton of volume against a bad defense against receivers. And I think that's going to be huge because that's where Ladd does his best work. When he's getting the volume, he can get it in a game like this. And, look, I think that we talk about floors and ceilings. This is for Ladd McConkey, if you have him, he's a dream flex this week because, you got the floor and then there's still that ceiling. And then when you go into a game, a big playoff game like this, I love having that in my back pocket, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, oh, man, we could really hit something here. So give me Ladd McConkey, Teixeira. I know that you're a little bit, like we're talking about Wiz, a little concerned on some assets in this game. I'm a little more concerned with Cowboys assets, though, because like I said, there's something off about that team. It's almost like 3 or 4 weeks ago, like they pulled a lever and like it just really has changed, right? So I don't know how you feel about Ladd in a matchup like this, though.
I do like Ladd, and in my rankings that I post on our socials, I have him as my flex of the week against this Dallas D. I think I have him a little bit lower than I have Olave. I'm a little bit more optimistic about Olave's chances. I had him at 20. I have Ladd at 18 as a ceiling and 10 of the floor. So a couple point difference there. That could be the difference between a couple of receptions. But I think they can finish similarly, and I really like his chances against this susceptible Dallas D.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just like this. Like, this is the bad thing, though. You have them this week, and it's a great matchup. Then you go into next week, it's Houston, right? so it's like
use your Chargers while you can this week, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're counting on the Chargers, it has to be this week. So I'm with you on that. So let's talk some tight ends here, Teixeira. Tight end start that you have for us. What are you pulling out of your back pocket here?
If you guys have been following me since the beginning of us doing these start sits, my trends and my pattern, what I kind of like to play off of the narratives and what I like to, and despite my thoughts and feelings about this team overall as an offense, I'm going to test the waters here and go with the revenge game narrative. I'm going to go Evan Ingram against these Jacksonville Jaguars. Maybe he sneaks and splashes a big play, or he finds his way in the end zone time or two. I got him a ceiling of 16 points and a floor of 10. I think maybe the Sean Payton and Bo Nix try to feed him a little bit, playing off that narrative. And I like to take advantage of the upside over some of these other tight end options this week. I know there's a lot of tougher matchups or quarterback issues with certain amount of these tight ends here that we have to choose from to start. I think he's got one of the more reliable quarterbacks to rely upon, and he's got a decent enough matchup to do well enough to start.
All right, so Evan Ingram to share.
I know.
They're really banking on it. I'll tell you, like, I like that because we always talk about tight ends for the needy, right? I mean, like, whenever you need one, like, if you can pull out someone like this, it can really save your season. I hope it works out. You're right. It is a good matchup. Revenge game. We'll see what kind of juice he can bring to the table. But my tight end start's going to be a guy that, I've always counted on a little bit. You know what's funny? Listen to this. Coolio just brought him up. Had Waller, now Tua benched. Ride Waller or look elsewhere. Ride Waller, Coolio. I'm okay with it. I'm going to stick with Darren Waller because that's the tight end I'm going to be talking about right now. Like, I understand, like, I know how this is. Like, when you're down there and you're looking for tight ends, a lot of them are already gone off the wire. Like the guys we talked about to open the season, your Theo Johnsons, Colston Lovelands, like when people were dropping him. Like now you got people that have them on the roster. You can't get your hands on them. But Darren Waller is a guy, like I understand the quarterback change is a little spooky, right? It would be for anybody. But, I mean, we talk about backup quarterbacks, young quarterbacks. What do they like to do? What's the easiest thing to do? It's throw it to the tight end. Run the ball and throw it to the tight end. High percentage passes. And, like, there could be garbage time opportunities in this game, or it's a competitive game. Like, I think the game script works for Waller either way. Like, either Cincinnati's going to blow their doors off, and if they do, there's going to be a lot of garbage time in the second half, which we've seen what he could do in garbage time against the Steelers, right? Like, I know Tua got benched. How much worse can it get than what we've seen with Tua against the Steelers on Monday Night Football, right? So, and I mean, he was still able to post some decent numbers there, Darren Waller. Like, I mean, I'm going to stick with him. I don't think there's really too many people out there that are better, right? Like we talked about it, like with earlier, I remember.
Do you like him over Evan Ingram?
I mean, there's getting close, right? Because like I agree with what you have to say, but see, like Evan Ingram is a guy a lot of people are counting on. He's more of a quality option to start the season, right? I mean, he hasn't been throughout the season, but I mean, I doubt he's out there and he's available. But if he was, okay, maybe you have an argument. But like you've seen it with the Fighting Con or whatever, like they put on there about Brent. He had Brenton Strange, and who was the best available? Jeremy Rucker, like Pat Fryer, like people like that. Like it's like I would just rather stick with Waller because man, oh man, I still think there's a floor here, and I think that there could be still a ceiling. The matchup's the best. Cincinnati's the worst team in the league against tight ends. So
the Bungles.
That's right. So I mean, if he can't do it in this one, it's unfortunate. But I don't think there's anyone better, Coolio. If you have some names and you want to drop them, we can talk about it, 100%. But Darren Waller is the guy I'm going with right now. And who said it last week to Shara? I mean, I knew it. I knew he was going to do something against us. I told you. I against the Steelers.
You say you don't have a crystal ball, but you've been very predictive this week. Little Nostradamus-y.
Oh, against the Steelers, it just be too easy sometimes. I mean, it's unfortunate. But, all right, let's go into the dreaded sits here for Week 16. Like I always say, you got to hit the scary button, right? We got to get that rolling. So, dreaded sit category, Tashera. We need a quarterback sit from you. Who do we have this week?
We talked a lot about him tonight already with Wiz, and I'm sticking to my guns here. I'm going Trevor Lawrence this week as my quarterback sit of the week. I got him as a ceiling of 20 points and a floor of 10. I just think based off expectations of what he's been able to do in these previous weeks and the sort of run he has, I just hopeful where you guys are coming from, but my expectations are tempered and more realistic that I'm putting more faith in the Denver Broncos defense to kind of like put a little bit of like sand or water on that fire and blaze. I think he still has himself like a decent game. I don't think he's going to be a bum or a bust by any means. Yeah. I mean, there's still some people that I would start over him, but for your playoffs, what you're expecting and like what you just have to be aware of the situation that he's going into this weekend on the road in Denver, not a friendly environment. It's hostile to quarterbacks, and I think that there's still enough quarterbacks on my rankings that I would start ahead of him. So that's why I have him as my sit of the week.
Yeah, and look, I don't blame you, but I like what you said. Like, I don't think he's going to be someone that's just going to completely bottom out, right? But you're not going to get that 50 points. Like, I mean, that's not going to happen again. So, like, I mean, I project more along the lines of maybe 18, 20. Right?
That's
like,
my
I think
ceiling
he could
for
get
him.
There. Right, I think he could get there. I just worry about Dak a little bit more. When we were talking about that 1-for-1 scenario, that's kind of where I was at. Like, I think he could just outplay him just a tad bit more. But Coolio says, yeah, but we won. Woo, yeah. I mean, we did win, Coolio. We win. I mean, look, we'll see what happens. We did pull out the W there. But, we just like I always say, death taxes and tight ends against the Steelers. It always
The
happens.
Lions don't have any this weekend, so the Steelers are going to win. The Lions have no tight ends.
Well,
there's no one to beat them.
Well, it's as of late, like I told you too, we can't stop a nosebleed. So I'm worried about the running game there with Gibbs and Montgomery as well. But with Coolio says Rodgers, Kyler, Steelers, QBs next year again. You heard it from Coolio.
Exclusive from Coolio.
I like his predictions. I always enjoy what Coolio's got to throw out there. And, hopefully we do something. We need to see with the drafts in Pittsburgh, so we'll see what happens.
You know what I saw earlier today? I saw a hypothetical trade from FanDuel saying that Kyler Murray and Tua swap. Kyler goes to the Dolphins and Tua goes to the Cardinals.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That would be a move that Carolina or Miami and the Cardinals would make. Something stupid like that, I'm sure. But all right, we have my quarterback sit here this week. It's going to be a guy that's been like the darling of the dynasty eye, right? But like this week it's tough. And as bad as this team has been, though, as bad as this team has been against, or on offense, I should say, their defense has been decent. The Minnesota Vikings going up against Jackson Dart this week. I can't start Jackson Dart going up against Minnesota. We've seen it. They've kind of been shutting down quarterbacks. They've been at least keeping themselves hanging around in some of these games. And it's just unfortunate. They can't, they're kind of stuck, right? So, but I just see like Dart's ceiling being a little bit more limited in a matchup like this week. Minnesota's been doing it. And I think that we could see more of like a 16, 18-point Jackson Dart at best week this week, right? And if that happens, then it's going to be a little bit disappointing. The Vikings have a strong opportunity to win a game. We got to remember the Giants have the number 1 overall pick right now. So I think that they'll be able to hold their own in a matchup like this. But let's go over to some running back sits to share. Running back sit you have for us here. What do you have for week 16?
I'm going to play into the narrative of this game being sloppy, messy, as we alluded to earlier, between these Chargers and these Dallas Cowboys, and I just feel he's too touchdown dependent, and he's not going to get into the end zone this week. I just don't see it happening. It's going to be a hard day. I think the century mark's going to be hard to come by. The passing game's not going to be there, and I just don't think Javonte Williams is going to hit that average that he's been doing recently, and a lot of his average has been saved by touchdowns. If you look at it, really, he's getting closer to 20 points each week, but in the meat and the potatoes part of his stat line, it's mostly 10, 11 points. So he's getting there through volume, yes, and some splash plays with his yards per carry. But for the most part, he's not a guy that I feel warm and fuzzy and comfortable starting in my lineups in the second round of the playoffs. I just think there's better options you can pivot to. And I think you should, in this matchup, in this game between these two teams, take caution and aim for the side of lowered expectations for Javonte. If anybody goes off between these two teams, it should be the passing attacks and not the running game, is where I'm getting at. So Javonte, sitting on my bench this week.
Yeah, but look, if you have to be happy with what you see. But you're right, Teixeira. Yes. This is something that, like, I think that this week is going to be tougher. And like we talked about the Cowboys, you heard me say it. It's like they do this. They put their head in the sand sometimes, right? And like when they do that, it sucks for fantasy assets. Like, I don't know if it's just because their confidence is down. If they're just going into quit mode a little bit, it's tough to say. But, I'm with you on this. I think that it would be a good sit this week on Javonte Williams. So I have a running back sit here. I'm going to channel a guy that's sitting in Indiana somewhere right now and say, he plays for the Las Vegas /Oakland Raiders. It's going to be Ashton Jenney going up against the Houston Texans. Whenever we thought it couldn't be any worse for Ashton Jenney, we hear people say, hold my beer, because here it comes. Now they go at the Houston Texans coming up next. Going up against Philly, that was a team that got gouged, and he got 9 points against them. It goes from bad to worse for this kid. It's very unfortunate. I still think he's got a lot of ability, but man, oh man, it's a big, big letdown. The simple fact that, going up against the Houston Texans this week, he's just someone I cannot play and trust in a scenario and game. And I won't do it. So I'm going to be sitting down Ashton Jenny at all costs. It's very, very unfortunate, but I'm not testing that Houston, Texas defense with anything Las Vegas. So that's where I'm at right now. Or should I say Oakland/Las Vegas?
Bob will let us know. Is it Oakland or is it Vegas?
Whatever he's madder about, whether it's Oakland or Las Vegas, it's on his mind. So, all right, we got some wide receiver sits here, Teixeira. Sitting down wide receiver, who are you going to put on the bench here for us?
I'm going to go with Michael Pittman Jr. this week. I know it's one of your jacket holders, but I just think with the low ADOT, the short, close to the line of scrimmage throwing that I saw from Phillip Rivers last week, and just the spot, like the Josh Downs touchdown, they were closer in the red zone and wasn't that more depth of targets. So I think that Michael Pittman Jr. is just the odd man out here. I think it's going to be a Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren type game. I got the ceiling for Pittman Jr. as being 14 and the floor, or a ceiling of 14 and a floor of 8 points. I mean, if you got to flex him, it's not a terrible matchup. It's just the quarterback play, and you can do that. But as far as trying to fit him in your wide receiver 2 or 3, I think that's asking a bit much for him in your second round of your playoffs. And I think you could go with a more safer, more flourish type option, like a Sutton or a Wilson or one of these other guys we talked about earlier with these other teams.
Yeah, and I agree with you there, Teixeira. I love Michael Pittman, but you can only play the hand that you're dealt, right? So, I mean, that's where he's at right now. The quarterback situation, it's always been something trashy for him in Indianapolis at some point, and it's gone from bad to worse at times. So, yeah, unfortunately, I can't trust any really Colts pass-catching options. We have Coolio saying Vegas is terrible. You're right, Coolio. They are terrible. They might be beyond terrible. I mean, really, they're lucky they don't have the number 1 overall pick, or maybe they're unlucky that they don't have the number 1 overall pick. So my wide receiver sit's going to be a guy that was another darling, somebody that was just lighting it up, man, to start the season and just went right down the tubes. My wide receiver sit is going to be Emeka Egbuka for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, look, going up against Carolina Panthers, this is a little bit of a tough draw, tougher than you think it would be, right? And we just talked about Tampa Bay being a team that's kind of on the down spiral right now. And I hate playing players on teams like this unless I absolutely have to when they're going down. And they're on more of a downward trajectory. They got 4 wide receivers there now. There's Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbuka, Jalen McMillan, and Bucky Irving's back. I mean, it's like, who's going to get the ball? When are they going to get the ball? Do they get the ball? And it's like, man, oh man, like this is to me just the guy that's capped around that 10-point mark. Unless he gets some kind of big play that he can make on his own, like I just think that the target share will be diminished comparatively to what it was at the beginning, middle part of the season. And I think that's really going to affect him, man. And I just can't play him in a game like this. I love him, but I can't trust him right now, especially considering what's in front of him in the wide receiver room in Tampa Bay and the fact that Tampa Bay has just taken a big shit on all of us and just have just gone downhill these last 3 or 4 weeks. And you know, as Wiz said, and I think he was right, I think Baker's hurt a little bit. And when he is hurt, you ain't going to get the best football from Baker. It is what it is. I mean, some people can overcome it a little bit. He's a guy, I think, that it just shows a little bit more. So it's going to be a little bit more careful with these Tampa Bay receiving options, Teixeira. But let's go over to some tight end sits here. Who do you have for us for a tight end sit?
For tight end sit, it was really hard for me to pick one this week, but I think this one is just going to be just the narrative and the game script of the game. I think he's going to get game scripted out. It's just a high-scoring, back-and-forth shootout, and I think I'm going to sit Hunter Henry this week. I think the wide receiver is going to eat a little bit more than the tight end. I think that the running back between Swift and Stevenson will get their flow and get their rhythm. And I got a ceiling 12 points for Hunter, and I got a floor of 6. And I don't feel warm and fuzzy starting him in my lineups this week against this Ravens defense. And I think there's better options that you can pivot to or start like a Waller. I feel more confident starting Waller over Henry. I feel more confident about doing a number of other guys, but I think that as reliable as he's been for you to get you to this point, I think this is as far as he gets you, and you should pivot to somebody else.
Okay, so I have to agree with you. I mean, it seemed like whenever New England took the step forward, like they left Hunter Henry behind.
Mhm.
If that kind of makes sense, right?
That's
Like,
what I was trying to get to in my head.
right. I mean, it's oddly enough, but you think that they would take everyone along for the ride. But I just think that once Drake May kind of grew and started throwing the ball more outside the numbers and he had more confidence, like it just, you weren't forcing it to Hunter Henry as much. And I mean, if you don't get the touchdown, it's kind of similarly set to like Dalton Schultz, right? I mean, that's kind of where we're at in that Hunter Henry camp. So I agree with you, Teixeira. It is a killer because I'm like you. I like the guy as well. But I mean, right now it ain't happening, and I'm not trusting him in a game like this. So for my tight end sit, very similar. Another guy you can't trust. I'm so glad Wiz got rid of that helmet off his shelf because he needed to. It's going to be Dalton Kincaid of the Buffalo Bills. When Dawson Knox has outplayed you these last two games, right? I mean, and just has been more of that presence, been more reliable to Josh Allen. Like, it's not good, man. And I've said it, like, him and Kyle Pitts both, I said at the beginning of the year, I just don't like either of them. Like, man, oh, man, I'm out. I don't want anything to do with Dalton Kincaid. I'm not trusting him. I won't trust him at all, period. I mean, everyone will be like, oh, when he gets that one game, it's like, I'm not waiting around for that one game. Like, you just see it with Kyle Pitts over and over again. I don't trust him. But we have Speak Fantasy. How are you doing tonight, my friend? Thank you for joining us. Got 3 questions for both of you. No problem. We're happy to answer them. We have the Chiefs defense or the Viking defense for more defensive points. Teixeira, here we go. We just kind of talked about the Vikings being a little quietly stingy when it comes to playing defense, more along the lines of playing quarterbacks and receivers and things like that. Would you trust the Vikings over the Chiefs, or do you play the Chiefs in more of that smash matchup against the Tennessee Titans?
I think for the Chiefs, the recipe of the success is keeping the game low scoring and just more blah, kind of laissez, kind of just a game. Whereas the Vikings defense, I think they could be splashy. I think you get at least one or more turnovers with Jackson Dart, and I think they can sack him quite a few times. I think the higher upside play here is the Vikings, but the safer floor is the Chiefs. I know it's kind of like counterintuitive, not really answering the question, but if I had to pick one to start, it would be the Vikings D, just because I want that upside with my defense.
Yeah, and I mean, he did ask, who's going to score more points? And I mean, if you're looking for more points, I have to agree. I think it's going to be the Vikings. I agree with you, Teixeira. I think that Kansas City's definitely one of them teams that could keep you in there. But I do see a good amount of sacks maybe coming Minnesota's way in a game like this. Maybe a flashy turnover. The Giants are always good to usually give one of them up at some point. So, yeah, I'm going to agree. If I'm hunting more points, I'm going to play the Minnesota Vikings Speak Fantasy. That's where I'm going to go. I agree with Teixeira. And we have number 2, Labrum Protocol or Joe Cool. Joe Cool or Young. Tyler versus Hopeless Jets. So, okay, so I'm going to guess we have Joe Burrow or Young Tyler versus the Hopeless Jets. That's Tyler Shook, I believe. And
LeBum, is that Lamar?
Yeah, LeBum.
Okay. I'm like,
awesome. That's awesome. That's what I thought too. I'm like, what is that? But really, I don't blame him because it has been bummy.
Yeah,
so
he's got a point.
So we have LeBum Jackson, we have Joe Burrow, or we have Tyler Shook versus the Jets. So that's kind of an option there for you. We've been getting a lot of Lamar Joe Burrow questions tonight.
Yeah.
Would Tyler Shook being involved in this equation change your mind at all, Teixeira?
You talked me into it earlier. I think I'd go Bryce Young over Shook in their matchup because, like, the Tampa Bay defense, you got a point. They are wrong. They are broken. That secondary is, like, almost as bad as the Bills' defense. They're just letting everybody through. And I think Young has just a little bit higher upside than Tyler Shook this week.
No, he's asking young Tyler. He meant young Tyler Shook. That's what he's saying. So
it's so much easier if I could read.
No, you're good. It's Burrow, it's LeBum, and it's Shook. So if you had to pick
I'll go
one.
Shook. I'm with you. I'm going Shook.
You're going Shook over Burrow, Teixeira.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, I'm going to go Burrow.
It's just because you made the very good, valid argument of like the Bengals look deflated and they look out of it. And if we get what they put out there for 60 minutes last week, you're going to be really upset of having Joe in your starting spot with 10 to 12 points Whereas I think that's Shuck's floor this week is 10 to 12, and his ceiling could be 24 to 26, where I have Joe Burrow around 20 to 22. Like, even if Higgins is held, I got bad vibes around the Bengals, and I have, decent, okay vibes around the Saints versus the Jets. Like, I'm more confident that the Saints could do work against the Jets than the Bengals could do damage against the Dolphins.
Well, Shuck definitely has a lot to play for, right? But we got to remember.
And he's mobile. He's moving around. He's running.
We got to remember, though, too, there's no running game essentially there with the Saints. That's another worry of mine. So, I mean, that's in the back of my mind. Like, my thing is with Cincinnati is, though, like, if Aaron Rodgers lit up the Dolphins.
True.
I mean, Dolphins are another team that are kind of down in the dumpster fire. So, like, I think I'll play Burrow over them, too.
Okay.
Right? I think I will go that route. I'll play him. I'm going to go with Burrow. Does that change your mind to share? Or are you sticking with Shuck?
I think I'm going to go roll with Shuck. I have Olave as my wide receiver star of the week. I like the passing attack upside of the Saints more than I trust that burned me in a lot. I got knocked out of the playoffs a lot last week because of the Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase stack.
So, okay, we have one Burrow. We have one Shuck for you there, Speak Fantasy. And the last one is pick two. We have R.J. Harvey. We have Rico Dwaddle, Michael Carter, Emmanuel Wilson, or Judkins. You got to pick two here, Teixeira. Who are the two you're picking and why?
I'm going to go the floor play. I'm going to go with Rico. I think he does solid damage against his Tampa Bay defense. I think that he can fall into the end zone. Out of all these guys, most safest to get me 6 points. And I think my ceiling play is Quinson Judkins because, as we talked about before, this Bills defense is atrocious against the run. And I think with the Browns rely and lean on the run game, and Judkins is that workhorse, that powerhouse back next to a Rico Dowdle in his offense. So those are the two guys I like in that matchup.
Yeah, I'm with you. Give me Rico. Give me Judkins as well. And, honestly, like, Michael Carter crossed my mind, but he's the classic.
He did.
He's the classic guy, though. Like, he could probably get you, like, that 12 points maybe. Like, I mean, like, and I think he could get there, but like you said, the ceiling with Judkins against Buffalo is so tempting. So I got to go that route. I'm going to go with Judkins. I'm going to go with Rico as well. But thank you for the question, Speak Fantasy.
Thank you, Speak.
Thank you for all the new subscribers, old subscribers. We really appreciate you guys. 2 away from 300. We've had a really good night, and it's just nice having.
We love you guys. Thank you.
It's just nice having everyone here discussing football. We're hoping you guys all win your matchups in your games, but we're gonna go back to, I believe it was tight end sits. Am I correct?
It was your sit of the week.
Yeah, it's my tight end sit here of the week, and I had it, and I lost it already. I got to go back. Let's see here.
The way you were talking earlier with Wiz, I thought it's going to be Freiermuth.
No, it's a guaranteed sit for Freiermuth. Like, that ain't even a question, man. I mean, that guy's terrible.
That's a purgatory rest of season sit.
Oh, my Lord. It's been terrible. But, yeah, it hasn't been good.
I can't believe you tried to make an argument for Pratt Freiermuth.
Oh, he's something else. But, I mean, honestly, though, no, I went Dalton Kincaid. Remember, I actually did get mine.
That's right. Okay.
So we got to go to the Dabble Fantasy start of the week, and the Dabble Fantasy sit of the week brought to you by Dabble Fantasy. Dabble Fantasy, great sponsor for Dynasty DNA. Awesome up-and-coming daily fantasy app. All kinds of great stuff over there. Use the promo code DNA4 on get a free $10 in free play when you sign up, right? You can't beat that. All kinds of great DFS contests over there, pick'ems, higher, lowers, all kinds of other stuff between player props and things like that. We'd love to have you over at Dabble Fantasy. Use that promo code DNA4 and you'll get $10 of free play for signing up. But okay, Teixeira, here we go. Go ahead and give me your Dabble Fantasy start of the week.
This guy I've been waiting to do all year long. I've had hopes with him. He's letting them just marinate, letting them smoke and cook a little bit here and get a good flavoring on. And I'm confident this week this is the premier matchup. This is the ceiling play. I think he can approach the 30 burger. Might quite not get there for fantasy, but I have a inkling that he's got a ceiling of 28 points, a floor of 20. I like the quarterback play coming up. Give me Nico Collins, wide receiver of the Houston Texans with CJ Stroud. We saw it a lot last week, this big playability. They're getting this connection going. I think as they get closer to the playoffs, that chemistry, that connection is going to click a lot more. And I think they do some serious damage against these Vegas Raiders and put them in their place, because the running game with Woody Marks is very spotty at best, very inconsistent. And I think a lot of passing is going to be given here. I got at least 80 yards and a touchdown for Nico Collins is his floor. So I think he could have a very good day, and he could be starting as your wide receiver 1 in lineups and possibly finish in the top 5 for wide receivers for the week.
He's been beast mode, no doubt about that. And I like the call. Go. So I'm going to go over now to my Dabble Fantasy start of the week. And, it's going to be a guy that we talked about it. If Kyle Pitts could do it, anybody could do it against his Tampa Bay team. Give me Teteroa McMillan as my Dabble Fantasy start of the week. You can't keep a good man down for long either, right? I mean, he was down a little bit last week.
They call him King.
That's right, man. He'll be back. Solid gold. I think he's going to have a great week this week. And if I had Jalen Coker, right, that could be another guy that's sneaky.
Ooh, okay. You can only have one, TJ, because you're high on Coker today.
And Rico Dwaddle. I like that. It's fantasy's a funny game. Last year, I never would have said these names in Carolina. I like Carolina in round 2. If you have some Carolina Panthers assets, I like Carolina assets. But we have a Dabble Fantasy sit of the week to do, Tashira. Let's just get into it right now. Dabble Fantasy sit of the week. Go ahead and give me who you have.
For me, my sit of the week, this is my bold prediction. This is going to be a hot take. This is probably going to stir the chat up. It's definitely going to probably stir TJ up. But look at it. The stats don't lie. The numbers don't lie. I have them right here for you. And when his quarterback is not in the lineup, there is a double-digit gap in his point averages. I'm sitting Devon Achane of the Miami Dolphins against the Cincinnati Bengals, and here's why. On average, when Tua is in the lineup, Devon Achane scores 22.5 to 22.6 points per game. When Tua has been out of the lineup, he's averaged 8.7 points to 9.8 points in lineups. That is the difference between you winning your week this week and absolutely tanking your week. And this week, Tua is out of the lineup, and I'm not going to go against numbers and average. Like, the math is there, and I'm going to trust the math in this situation and go, the flashy flair. Devon Achane, he's an all-star. He's all-worldly. He's great and powerful, but I'm not going to hold on to that grenade this week. I'm taking the bold move, and I'm taking Devon Achane, my Dabble Fantasy sit of the week.
And, we have Speak Fantasy saying that man has to be tested. That's criminal. Let me say right now, Tashira, if this hits for you, you're on a roll, my friend, because that is a bold move. I don't think I could do that, even with
either way. I want to hear about it if it hits, if it does. But I got the numbers right in front of me.
All right, so you feel good. Okay, we'll see what happens. I mean, you're going to put a stamp on it. That's what we love, right? Have fun with it. You don't have a good feeling. Okay, we'll see what happens.
But I stand behind it. I'm having fun, but I believe in it.
You don't run from it. That's right.
No.
Okay, so I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit where credit's due.
Can you top
that? So my Dabble Fantasy. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to top that. My Dabble Fantasy sit of the week is going to be Deebo Samuel of the Washington Commanders. I mean, it seems like ever since Scary Terry's come back too, a little bit more in the fold, that it's just so hard for Marcus Mariota to be able to get both of these guys going, right? And Washington's been a dumpster fire anyway. But, oddly enough, I think he's come up 3 or 4 times tonight in people considering should I play him or not. I just don't want anything to do with Washington right now. Going up against Philly, I just think that, they don't have a running game. If they were going to have any kind of juice against the Eagles, they would have to run it, and they can't run it, right? That's the one thing that they really don't have. So I don't feel great about Deebo Samuel this week yet again. He's someone I'm just not really all that into, unfortunately. But what a great episode. Again, guys, thank you so much for all the comments, the fun, the support. We've had a great time. Got a great community here, the new subscribers, old subscribers. You guys are the best every step of the way, right? I mean, we're going to be doing the Dynasty DNA live morning show Sunday morning at 11 a.m. We'll be here with you guys doing that. We also will be live Sunday night around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time for the Culture Shock with Big Culture Bob. You can't miss that. And then we'll be heading into Christmas coming up, the New Year. If you guys are enjoying the call, haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, follow, share. We really appreciate that. We'd love to have you. If you do listen to podcasts, go over to the podcasting networks, whether it be Spotify, Apple Pod, Stitcher, Amazon, any of the big ones. Follow and 5-star us over there if you enjoy the content. Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football. We'd love to have you over there on any of them networks if you're podcast listeners. And if you do have Twitter, follow us on Twitter at DynastyDNA_. Check out our Facebook page, Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football Podcast Network. Tashara's been doing a lot of great work over there, putting out all kinds of great information. It's just fun, too, to chat with you guys over there. Discord, if you ever want the link for that, we'd love to have you in there. But let me just say, we hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. What's ahead of you? Enjoy yourselves. Relax. Good luck in your game starting tomorrow on Saturday, going into Sunday. We wish all the best of luck to everybody in round 2. And enjoy your weekend. And we will see you all on the next episode of